He wants to repeat his words.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi everyone, this is the bonus
Welcome.
roll. I'm Sense of... I play Ingrid Corvidae. I play Ingrid Corvidae, the Golgari Shaman.
Okay. I will...
Okay.
Okay, stop that.
14. Look, it's level 14. I get that.
Oh, I thought that was a roll to save against this insanity.
There is no save against this insanity. I have been running this game near...
Facing 17!
I have been running a D&D game weekly... weekly for over a year with very few missed sessions. Yeah. No, there is no save against this con damage. Maybe a tad burned out.
Meryl, we can't hear you.
Meryl, say ABC. Nope, nothing. Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? Nope.
I suggest that too.
Nope.
No, we need Rail for this one.
Still nothing.
He's the one in contact.
Can you hear us? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can! Woo! That was
set to push to talk.
And so that was a little background preview of what we go through on a daily basis.
I blame Conan the Barbarian.
I don't blame you for that blaming.
Next introduction, Fairdeer.
Hey guys, if you start paying us, we may be professional.
No. But we do have a Patreon if you want to see some of our Patreon exclusive one-shots and yeah.
Well, at least fake being professional better while hiding some of our snarky comments in our private chat.
Don't give me
the snarky comments in our private chat. Please go to no.
Don't make me figure out how to log a transcription.
Hey everybody, I'm Tuck789 and I'm getting myself in constant trouble. I play Fairdeer, the Simic Hybrid Simic Ranger of the Simic Conclave. Very Simic.
No.
Yeah. And he has a good boy named Kay. He's a good dog.
Combine.
An excellent boy.
Combine.
Yeah.
What did I say?
The Conclave, which I believe is Selesnya.
Whatever.
I mean, I still think you could end up switching guilds.
I mean, it's not like y'all go and get in contact with your guilds and go like, hey, do y'all have any missions for us? So... Hey, this background music, as Equilibrium has been so kind to remind me to say, is provided by Sirenscape. Thank you, Sirenscape. Let's go with... Okay. Griggum, Rail, rock, paper, scissors.
Paper, scissors.
Can't do that. It's like...
Wow.
Too much of a lag. It's like...
Alright, then argue quietly among yourself for a second.
Okay. I am Merle. I play Rail. Rail Corvino is a currently Orzhov cleric, formerly Simic cleric. He is not particularly happy about this and probably never will be. He is actually a Dimir spy, but nobody knows that, except for all of you. But that's out of character, not in character. Rail is the best-dressed man in the room, in every room. He is also a rogue. He likes stabbing things and or hitting things with a cane, because it's stylish. He has a pet. What was it, a black pudding?
Yes.
Yeah, pet black pudding. Bunch of friends who have not... Oh, say it again?
Was that last session?
No, he's been carrying that around
that was
for
a bit
while.
ago.
He just didn't realize it was alive.
I like that you're prioritizing that over Hermes.
Okay, Hermes is a familiar. Familiars are different.
Yeah, Hermes isn't a pet. That's more of a
Hermes
partner.
isn't here right now,
Hermes is a colleague.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I do need to resummon Hermes next chance we get. And yeah, he is vague cousins to Ingrid. He is Faraday's former co-worker, and I guess technically current co-worker, but you know what I mean.
Current former
and he-
co-worker.
And he enjoys Grigum's company. And on that note, Grigum.
Right. Hi. He's like, I haven't had coffee yet. He's like, waiting for it to cool a little bit. He's like, but I'm Demage. He's like, I play Grigum, the goblin, drunken master monk of the Selesnya Conclave. He's like, who is, as a player, I have now realized I'm in over my head with it. I am slowly losing the plot threads, and well, considering that I've probably missed a session or two due to work, but nonetheless, is like I've been keeping up decently well, especially in the damage department.
Oh yeah.
At this point, I feel like I'm being led around by the nose while everyone else is like, there. Like,
I mean,
I'm like,
we don't know that much more
okay.
either. We're just kind of rolling with it.
Ingrid just kind of brings
you're wrong
things
with-
up like a secretary recapping meeting notes, and then sees what everyone latches onto. She's not so much leading as, "Oh, hey, do you remember that it's almost the 17th?"
like my notes are an absolute mess, and I can't make heads or tails of them.
I've
right
been
now.
rewriting all
it's
of
like-
mine.
It's like when you're in one of those like Lovecraftian stories, and it's like I don't remember writing this. And it's like, what is this nonsense? And it's like,
I've been rewriting mine. This is 1 through 25. I'm about to start the next notebook.
I'm using Word documents, which
Same
is probably
here.
not, because the thing is,
Documents are
when I write, I'm so focused on the writing, I miss out on what's being said. It's like, and
Yeah,
if I focus on what's
exactly.
being said, then half the time I'm like, we must be aware of the giraffe. And it's like, wait, what? And it's like,
Yeah. All right.
Can't ignore
Long
that giraffe
story
in the
short,
room.
Long story short, if you want just a quick get everyone up to speed summary of what's been going on, the Izzet League screwed us all over. We still haven't gotten paid for that job. Also, there were at least 2 other permutations of the Corvino, Corvidae, Corvine, Corvid family.
Corvette?
One of which...
Not Corvette
Wait,
yet.
say it again? Not Corvette. Yet.
We're pushing
but
for
yeah.
Corvette.
So the families split to make Rael and Ingrid's families. At some point, I believe prior to that, somebody tried to split and make another family, and summoned / fathered / we're not entirely sure which, created an elder god thing that is currently talking to Rael through a ring that he just picked up. We haven't seen how that one plays out yet.
They
At
opened
least
the
he's
door.
not talking to Kay.
I'm just quietly
Yeah.
identifying my ring over here, and Rail's getting a message.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other things. So the
We hung
serial
out with
killer-
Circe.
We hung out with Circe. We are reasonably certain that the serial killer is an angel with the
Boros.
Boros.
Or
I
at least
almost
she
said
uses
Borov. I'm
Boros
like, that's not a
eyeshadow.
house. Yeah. We don't know which angel it is yet. I believe they know that somebody was scrying them, but they don't know that it was us.
Yeah, Angels has
We still
true
have to
sight.
go see a dragon. Yay.
But we didn't know when we were
Um,
scrying that it was going to be an angel. So there is that.
True.
And it's a
Do I need to
fire main
start-
angel, if that helps.
Do I need to start casting non-detection on all of us? 'Cause that's going to get pricey quick.
It
That's what the
cer-
angel had to do, I think.
It made it easier for your mom to find Joe.
Yeah. True.
Also, you're
Uh,
still wearing all that makeup, which is funny.
I love that. Yeah, she
Wait,
scryed
Rael
on you.
is?
Yeah, Rail was putting himself in disguise to go to the park when
Oh God, yes.
Circe cast scry on him
Forgot it.
to see where.
I haven't had a chance to take. Yeah.
And then
Right. So
got
Rail
Adrian-
currently looks like Anthony Hopkins.
And that was all.
Like-
That was during the whole conversation with your mom, too.
and she just.
See, I
Well-
just imagine that Rail just has like this big mustache.
Oh my god. This is why I'm sad that I haven't managed to take the actor feat yet. Because, I mean, come on. He's all set up for stage anyway.
What's your charisma?
Charisma?
Yeah.
Is 12.
So a +1? It would take you 9 weeks of training.
+1. To take the actor
Oh,
feat?
wait.
Yeah, if you want to learn it off of
damn.
level
And
ups.
250 gold, I believe, was our rule.
Yep, 250 gold and 9 weeks training time if you want to get it without a level up feat.
Possibly. I don't know. We shall see.
You're learning how to be an actor in
Thoughts
9
for
weeks.
later. There are other things we may need to spend
We
time
don't
and
have
effort on.
enough money to pay for the business to keep going for 9 weeks right now, is the problem.
Yes, we need to get paid. We need to get paid
Yes.
soon. And
Yes, we need
it
money.
got dark outside, so I'm going to turn a light on. I
I'm
will be
amazed my
back in a
lighting
moment. You
is
may
this
see me
bright,
moving around.
considering the overhead light burned out.
Yeah, it got overcast pretty darn quick, so I didn't realize it was getting dark.
I need to get something resembling lighting at some point.
So,
Yes.
as a narrow rundown beyond what Meryl was kind enough to elucidate, Ingrid, Meryl, Frizz, and Faradir went down to the door, mildly drained some of their life
As
force.
soon as Griggum was gone, like as soon as Griggum disappeared, Ingrid was just like, let's go check out that door.
Mildly drained some of their life force. Behind the door was the vault and the term of a underground burial place vault. Despite, Orzhov's preferences for other kinds of vaults.
Yeah, I'm
Remove-
feeling that
Hmm?
it's kicked out.
My hair's so wet.
Y'all good?
I'm just fussing because my hair is wet.
Cool. Behind the door, they found a sarcophagi on stone rollers. After what I feel may have been excessive amounts of trap checking, they rolled the sarcophagi out, read the inscription, "Here lies the last son of House Corvid and the first son of House Corvine." Found a trapdoor that the sarcophagi was over. Got the sarcophagi open. Played 5 questions with a corpse. Stole some of his rings. Did not stop Circe from stealing his skull.
Which happened before we took the rings and she took rings.
Yes.
To
Circe
be
is...
fair,
Go
I
ahead.
don't think anybody would tell Circe no.
Ingrid almost got Faradir stabbed.
I feel like she knows I was messing with her more than seriously putting it up as an option.
Ingrid almost got Faradir stabbed.
It's possible.
And I believe they were debating on finally going to sleep and where. We are short a Halo. I don't know why we're short a Halo. I
return bearing blessed coffee.
Since he was planning on going back to deal with the park thing,
Yes, I will deal with that.
Oh, right. By the by, Tux, you also missed the first instance of our backup game. I think that was that 2 weeks ago? Or 3 weeks ago at this point.
Oh,
the beat goes on one.
And the beat goes on.
Yeah.
But yes, so if you have a chance at any point, like next week off, outside of games, you should make up a character in the And the Beat Goes On system, because at any point, if we wind up with not enough players to play Second Sight Agency, you may find yourself taking a midnight train going anywhere.
And honestly, that could be a Shadowrun day too, if Griggum happened to have that evening off, depending.
I mean,
I'm gonna
True.
need links.
it depends on who's
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
because I usually get off work at 4. I don't know when you guys play, so.
yeah.
7 p.m.
Yeah, honestly,
Eastern.
7 p.m. Okay,
Um,
all right. So
yeah,
it's not terrible for me to play, but it's like I didn't want to play Shadowrun at the time, I guess.
No, I don't blame you. I didn't want to play Shadowrun either.
aw.
That's why I'm running it.
But yeah, And the Beat Goes On is a fairly rules-light system. It's like the entire book is only 20 pages long, made up by the wonderful Tailstake, who
And it's a
has
good
dropped in on our streams now and then.
Yeah.
And it's a good excuse for you to call me and hang on the line for like 20 minutes while we work on your character.
True.
I don't get too
Or-
many phone calls
Right.
these days.
This is true.
We get plenty of phone calls. We just don't want
I
to
don't-
talk to
I
the
don't know
people
when you're
calling us
busy.
all the time.
But yeah, because it is a setting light game and a fairly rules light game, it is entirely within my prerogative as the runner for that game to say, you know what? Who do we have today? Okay, you guys pop into existence, everyone else pops out of existence. Go. So yeah. Makes a good backup game.
Oh, I
So,
finally got that Final Fantasy VIII reference that you were talking about, Tux.
Are we
Yeah.
resuming with Grigum, or do we want to start discussing if we're sending anyone back for the park stuff?
I will be picking up with the Griggum. Griggum.
I was gonna say you're still quicker on the uptake
Hop
than
back into
Squall
it.
is.
Hey guys, what's going on?
You kind of stop to
He just pops up.
Just go. Hey.
you kind of stop to peruse the the selection of drinking beverages at the local little travel shoppy.
Cafe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotcha.
Fairdeer was harassing the shopkeep in about the book that Reeve had brought with him. By the time you look up from that, your group has gone missing. You have a fairly good idea that, Ingrid, Adore, Family Mystery, where they
Yeah,
went.
they're not going to leave that one alone. They ain't leaving that one alone. He's like, maybe I'll get lucky and I'll fight another monster in the tunnel. That was a fun battle. I will not. I'll admit that entirely over and over. It was a fun battle.
I was very happy with how that went.
Yes, it was.
Very proud of that fight. I'm looking forward to the next fight y'all get into.
That might be in another
It is.
10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes.
Alright. It takes you about 20 minutes to, finish your shopping because they ran off. You did, and you decide to get, whatever you decide to get that is alcohol infused.
Yeah.
I also assume you are not particularly rushing back to the empty hallway because they know what they're doing. As you reach the doorway down to the hidden spillway, the door opens and Circe Corvino, you went to a dinner party with her, you would recognize her, kind of half floats out, holding a skull under one arm. She looks at you, she's like, yeah, you're, and she points to the opening and then just kind of floats off.
Just kind of
Fine. A fine
She's
afternoon
floating
for you
up,
too.
Brigham is
She's
running
had a
down,
busy
they
day.
just make eye contact and keep going their separate directions.
A fine
Quite
afternoon for
busy
you too.
I don't blame her.
So yeah,
She failed her history roll.
So I get on the ladder and slide down.
Whee! 900 feet later, Griggum slides down. There is a sarcophagi rolled out into the center of the area. The lid is nowhere to be seen. It has a weird little raven thing dangling over the front of it.
Less metal scrap everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's
So-
an Ingrid and a Rail sitting by the sarcophagus holding rings.
So, I leave you alone. Like, you separate from me for how long? How long?
It's been
maybe
about
like,
40 minutes.
Yeah, like for barely over half an hour. Like, and you've already resorted to grave robbing.
Grave robbing. It's
Technically,
Family
it's grave
reunion.
borrowing.
You hear a soft voice in your head, Rail. It's like, are we robbing a grave then, Father?
oh right.
God, don't
What
ask
exactly
Rail.
did the
Rail will
persuade
be
say at
like,
the end of
yes, and then adventures in the Orzhov crypt.
Too many people are talking over each other.
I mean,
Sorry.
right. What did the voice say exactly last time?
Hello, Father. It has been a while.
Let's see. I am going to. Is it easy for me to tell like how to respond? Can I just like think back at it?
You weren't responding to it, and it responded to what you were saying.
Oh right. Thinking of the correct thing to say.
Ingrid tucks the other family ring away in her pack so she's no longer holding it.
I'm going to say, I'm sorry, your father had to go away for a bit. He gave the ring to me. I'm your cousin, Rail.
Greg,
Rail?
you hear Rail saying this just out loud.
And yeah, I'm just going to like,
What?
Rail is going to like hold up a hand like, bear with me. And
Great.
that kind
Like,
of
our documenter has gone insane.
Where has Father
And he's gonna
gone?
hold up the ring and point to it. I believe your father has gone to visit the crypt for a while. How long would you say it has been since you spoke with him last?
I don't know. There's no... What is... There's like a confusion to feeling for a second. And then make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh dear. Alright, first roll of the game. Session, whatever.
Mhm.
Is it first roll of the session?
Yep.
I can find my d20s. Where are my damn d20s? There. Dice don't fail me now.
They failed you.
Natural 20! Plus 5.
Natural 20?
Thank you, dice.
25 total, yes?
Natural 20. Yep.
25 total? Cool. Rel, you are racked by the sensation of hundreds of years passing in quiet darkness. Please take 5 psychic damage.
5?
5.
I can take 5. Oh dear. Ow. A little bit more quietly, if you don't mind. That was... Ow. Hold up one moment. I will need to speak with somebody, and I'm going to carefully put the ring down
Okay.
and take a step away from it. And I'm going to say, so, there is some sort of psychic eldritch god thing, which may also be family, Ingrid, that I believe has been trapped under here in the dark for centuries, was it? Yeah, centuries.
yeah, at
what
least.
do we do?
Well, if it's been trapped for centuries, it's not going to get out and...
Well, you wanted to rest before we did anything, I thought. Is that still the plan?
I think that might not be a bad plan.
I
How
would.
close is the dragon encampment to Waterworks?
The
God.
Zassad's
Dragon
encampment?
is-
The one that's in the different precinct than we're in?
No, different district is correct.
No?
Yes. The Red Waste is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like at least a third size of of where it's in.
Yes. This
Let me check something.
this creature, I didn't even think to ask for its name, if it has one. This might be family. I don't want to unleash a threat upon the city. I also don't want to leave family down there in the dark for another 100 years.
It felt a bit more than 100.
I know, for another 100 years. I don't know what the hell its father was planning. Probably nothing good.
Well, Frizz needs the
How do we
crystal
deal
in to
with
get.
this?
Frizz needs the crystal in to get back. We might need a rest. We definitely need a Hermes. Do you think it's a tonight thing or an in the morning thing? It's the first question, and then we can figure out what it is that we're actually doing.
I
Wait,
suppose
question.
I don't want to leave it hanging for another response overnight, though. I'd at least like to say something to them. I don't know quite what.
Ferder? Yes?
So, when Hermes was an octopus, went under the lab, it went to a chamber, something appeared in it, right?
What Hermes saw as he traveled eastward and trying to work. He traveled to the east, but he was also going deeper. He eventually came to a chamber with dark water, tendrils maybe the size of tree trunks or a little bit larger, moving through the space at the edges of the room. As he went farther in, one of the kind of priest-like creatures that Ingrid saw when she scryed on Corral appeared and attacked him. It missed the first attack, and Rail popped Hermes out of there before the second attack could land.
Ferder, was that an in-character or an out-of-character question, though? Because I'm not sure if we're supposed to be answering you.
My question is that is it possible that this thing knows where Corral went?
I would say it's entirely possible, but we also do have another lead on Corral possibly being at an altar on the Millennial platform. So we do have a lead on her already. She, I suppose, tends that altar fairly regularly?
I don't know. This seems likely to be all tied up together. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this. Rail is saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick up the ring again, and I'm going to ask our relative whether they're alone down there, whether they have a name, and if so, what it is. And I'm not even sure what else to ask. If they've... So, as far as Rail knows, right? This is player asking about setting information.
Mm-hmm.
If it's some kind of, like, half-kraken monstrosity, is there anywhere in the city that it could, like, live in relative peace? Like, is there, I don't know, a harbor or something where we could just, like, say, here, hang out here, nobody's going to try to kill you, we can keep you fed and get you some social
I mean, 3/4 of the planet is. I mean, sorry. A third of the planet is entirely water, and it's almost entirely water under the surface level. Like there is a massive subterranean
Right.
ocean. But
As
there's
a
all sorts
player,
of
I would
scary shit
say,
living
as a
down there.
Simic background, you might be able to get Faradir to talk to some Simic contacts about what they do about large crassus. Get an idea.
Yes. Although, if this does go to the Simic, I want it to be very clear that this is not a test subject. If it's family, it's
Not
not
necessarily
a test
going to them, just what their best practices guide are on that
Alright.
kind of thing and
It's like-
movement.
Could I do a history check on that?
Sure. What's the specific thing you're trying to remember?
It's kind of like where do they like have? The,
Well, you're doing an in-character history check on a player comment, though.
oh,
With a character
Sorry, I
that has
thought this was-
amnesia.
Yeah.
I-
I mean,
I
he's
think
got
you'd
like.
have to wait till Rail brings it up in character, maybe.
okay. I'm sorry. I forgot that we were.
No, like Rail is bringing this up in character.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
that's what I thought he
Rail
said.
is trying to brainstorm
Well, you
with
said
y'all.
as a
okay,
player, is there a safe place on this plane that it could go?
Oh
Like,
yeah, that
that
was
part
like
was
would
in
Rail
player.
know? That's
Well,
fair.
I mean,
But
it's
yeah,
not like
Rail,
there's a
Rail
fruity
is
land.
yeah. But yeah, I'm like, okay. So my thinking is that if this is family, I don't necessarily. I really would like to find a way out of this that doesn't involve more violence. If it poses a threat to the city, we can deal with that as we come to it. If it's something that we can find a better way of living than shut up in a cave for hundreds upon hundreds of years, I would much prefer that.
maybe we can set up visits for it. So it's, I don't know.
Doesn't seem entirely fair to it. To them. God, was there any sense of gender from the voice I heard?
It sounds feminine.
Okay, probably her, but I don't even know.
I mean, nowadays, that's pretty questionable.
I mean, you
Well,
could try
It's a
to
mind voice. It's always hard to tell.
talk to her
sorry,
and
Ingrid.
see if it's something where she would be good with us coming in the morning and kind of go from there. I mean, I'm okay energy wise, but I think you were rather concerned. At least I would think we would want to wait an hour for Hermes.
Right. How about this? Actually, I was thinking, Ingrid, would you want to try an experiment? What if we both hold the ring?
Sure.
All right. So, how about before we pick up the ring again, we ask them if they would. We ask them if they would mind having visitors in about 8 to 10 hours, and introduce ourselves and ask their name if they have one, and hopefully they won't mind waiting long enough for us to resummon Hermes and just have a wait and think this over overnight. Does it sound
Okay.
good?
Yeah, I think we should go over some details and look at the engravings and stuff too if we have that amount of time. Kind of rehash
Excellent idea.
everything.
All right, Grigum, Faraday,
Okay.
what do you think? Do you agree?
This
I
is
guess-
out of my wheelhouse.
It's company business at this point. All right.
To make sure you guys don't lose your minds in an experiment? Yeah, sure.
Sure. All right. So yeah, Ingrid, Rail's gonna pick up the ring and two fingers hold it out for Ingrid to do the same.
As you pick it up, you hear a soft voice in your head again. Hello again, cousin.
Watch her knock my hand away if I get too weird, okay? And she puts her hand out to the ring.
Really knocks your hand away.
All right. Hello. I don't think I told you my name. I am Rail. And I don't know if you can tell who is currently touching the ring. There's also Ingrid. And we are cousins of yours from a bit further down the family line. If you don't mind my asking, do you have a name that we could call you by?
Father said my name was Skilare.
Wow, that's far removed from any of your style of names.
Okay. Damn, where am I?
Was I able to hear that also?
Yes.
It's like, well, your father was an idiot. Your name is Elizabeth.
I mean, I was half expecting that it was going to be like, my name is God, or something like that.
Hello, Scalare.
Yeah.
I'm Ingrid. Our branch separated too, so I'm a Corvidae.
Right. It's been some time. We wanted to ask, have you had any visitors down there in the past 20 years or so?
The tutor and the keepers.
Ah, the keepers, those would be sort of fishy type people. Tend to use like I don't remember much about what they looked like aside from that they had horrible fish faces.
Can we concentrate
So-
on images? Does this work? Ingrid's been scrying on some of them recently, so she's going to try to picture one and see if it translates.
And
So
you have experience in that from Watcher.
I just hear your voice.
Oh,
Right, no worries. And the tutor,
He teaches
that
me
wouldn't
things.
be he. All right. What sort of things does he teach you,
Secrets.
if you don't mind me asking? Ah. All right, but these keepers, they keep you
They bring me things
well
to
fed
eat.
and healthy, I hope. Oh, lovely. They sound like very caring individuals.
this tutor, does he wear a hat and coattails and very pale skin
I've never
with a mustache?
I've never seen him.
Hmm.
So he doesn't visit you physically, then?
He is here. He's above.
Ah. Interesting. I will have to make sure that I meet him. Alright, well, unfortunately, my friends and I are a little bit overtired at the moment. We'd like to come see you soon, but would you be alright for another, say, 10 hours or so on your own? We don't want to leave you lonely.
How long is that?
You'll be
That's a good question. Do you have any way of telling time?
And they don't.
We've been talking maybe 5 minutes, so it is approximately 120 times how long we've been talking.
That's a really long time.
Is it?
I think. You've been talking a lot.
I'm sorry. We'll
Were you talking before you first contacted Rail, or just since we've been talking? Just since he heard you?
Like since I started hearing voices again.
Oh. Hmm. Did you
mean
hear?
our voices or someone else's voices?
Yes.
I walked into that one. Well, hopefully it'll pass quickly. We won't leave you. We won't leave you alone for long. Don't worry.
Okay.
I don't know. Right. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I can't think of anything else to say that doesn't risk getting horrible. I'm going to carefully put the ring back down on the floor.
Ice Murmur. I think he can tell if we're talking by the ring's presence without touch. And I'll just send that around to everyone separately.
I respond that with, so you're just going to leave it sitting here? It's like, it's the ring itself, right? And like,
Believe so, yes.
so
yeah,
why do we have to leave it here? Like,
Don't we take that with us?
Shit, we haven't actually done the level up thing, right? So I don't have a bag of holding.
Well, I don't want to leave here necessarily, and I'll say that out loud. I think someone needs to be here at the passage.
I'd agree with that.
Unfortunately, these mechanical remnants would have kept people away that shouldn't be visiting, and they're now no longer here.
well, if that's your concern, I will stay. It's like,
Right. Well,
at least until you come up with another idea for protection. It's like,
As will I, because I can cast a hut to block the entrance. I believe Frizz probably has to go back to deal with the cleanup. Could you loan him the crystal rail?
Y'all notice Frizz is gone.
what? Oh, dear. Where did he go? We seem to be missing.
we need to stop trusting people like this. It's like,
Well, he could have just stepped out for a smoke or something.
Reeve and Ivana went to.
Hey, Milana, are you nearby?
No response.
Ivana's not responding.
That's extremely worrisome.
all right, I'll stay here. You guys figure that out. It's fair enough. It's fine. It's fine. It's like,
It is like getting close
That's-
to 9 p.m. at this point.
so nobody corrected me about it being afternoon. All right. It's like,
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I wasn't any more aware than you were.
Well,
I-
originally we had said it was like 6, and then we started this conversation like from the other day. So
true.
Right.
we
And I
lost
did
time
slide
fast.
down 900 feet, so that probably took a while.
You ever play Metal Gear Solid 3? You remember the bit where...
Hang on. That was a ladder climbing moment.
True, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, the
and that was
park,
worth at least an entire song.
the park has to be cleaned up. It's possible if we sent the crystal, we could get Cathal or someone to help with that, and just put the crystal in the bag for someone to work with it. If you could contact her by note and see if that would be okay.
That's a thought.
Be like, hey,
Yeah,
Cathal, we can't get back to the park in the morning because we're camping out 900 feet down a tunnel. Could you take this crystal and clean up the park for us, pretty please, kind of thing?
I said, I will stay here. You can do whatever you need to.
I need to have a bubble over that tunnel. Very much
No.
so.
Why?
Because
if you're cleaning up, you're in the area. That's fine. It's like,
It's not in the area. It's an hour tram ride away.
She's referring to the trapdoor that was covered by the sarcophagi.
We
Yeah.
could we
Um,
put the sarcophagus over the front door.
That is okay, but we drug it with 1 to 2 people. So theoretically, if someone heard some banging, saw some scrap down the tunnel, came for maintenance, I would feel better if something that, couldn't be passed through, like the spell bubble, were available to be over the door.
Okay. Am I insane, or does Rel have minor illusion?
I mean,
I
those
do
two
have minor
things are
illusion,
not
but that
mutually exclusive.
doesn't last particularly long.
Oh, why don't you write a note and see if Cathal would be willing to take the crystal and help with the park?
I thought you were going to say, why don't you write a note and put it on the door that says, "Do not enter."
There's already a
Could
sign
be
that
worse.
says that on the door.
I've thought of worse ideas.
Maybe throw us a
I
few
mean,
bedrolls that I can pull out in case we camp here. I don't feel safe leaving it.
I mean, I do have one other option. I have stone shape.
Yeah, sure, send me in. That'll be fine.
Well, I mean, I could just seal off the passageway as long as the spell would allow it.
I forget. In 5th edition, does it allow to be used on worked stone now, or?
I
You
don't
can
think
touch
he
a
means
stone-
the
you touch a
cantrip.
Yeah, no. It's a 4th level spell.
Yeah,
You
that's
touch
what I'm asking about. And I was like,
You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller, or a section of stone no more than 5 feet in any dimension, and form it into any shape that suits your purposes. You can shape a large rock into a weapon, idol, or coffer, or make a small passage through a wall as long as the wall is less than 5 feet thick. You can also shape a stone door or its frame to seal the door shut. Object you create can have up to 2 hinges and all. Interesting. It can have hinges. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no,
But finer
it's
mechanical
useful.
detail isn't possible.
I mean, if y'all both
okay, all right.
insist,
So
I would-
stone shape has changed. All right.
Yeah,
if you both insist, I would kind of prefer there be a magic dome, but if y'all both insist on doing that, and we can leave
What-
and
I like
What
how
were the
y'all all
downsides of-
want to protect this thing. Y'all all have a viable means of doing it, and just no one can agree on the means that y'all can enact. Yet no one's plan would preclude the other person's plan.
Yeah,
That's
leave
true.
it in
Well-
there, pop the bubble, seal it shut. Fair
Well,
enough.
with the magic dome, you would
I
need to
have to
stay
be
in
in
there.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And if
All right.
if Grigum's in there, we would need the stone door to have air holes.
Well,
I
I
don't
could
think Gregan was
meditate.
planning on going down into the stone door. I think Gregan was planning on throwing out a bedroll and sleeping on the floor,
Okay.
which is what Ingrid is planning on doing with the addition of the bubble, right?
Being in the room with the hatch, so I can put it over it.
Which is what
Right.
Ingrid is planning on doing with the bubble, right?
But but
Right.
he would be outside the room and I would be inside, basically.
If
Think.
you want, you can make it so he can come in and
Right.
out.
Not if
And
there's
the
a
hatch is
stone
made
seal
of
in
stone?
between.
I believe
can
Rail
make
is
it
talking about
interesting door.
sealing the hatch, not the room.
Okay.
right, because you're all going to be in front of the hatch, right?
Okay, that works.
So have we all figured out that we have all wanted to do the same thing?
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure why we were arguing.
Okay.
I thought he was sealing
What
where
if-
the doorway was, not where the hatch was. That was my
And I thought we were trying to do
Confusion.
this with minimal effort possible, so it's like, why don't I just stay? That's what I think.
I mean, unless I've been radiation poisoned again, stone shape doesn't use up any resources I don't get back with a good night's sleep. So yeah,
I mean, the night's still young.
true. At this point, I'm ready to call it a night. It's been a
Day.
unexpectedly.
maybe send Cathal that note and see if she'll take care of the park.
Yes, that first.
And ask if Reeve and Mavana are there.
Yes, that's very important.
And feed
Um,
K. If we're all staying down here.
So yeah,
You don't think he'll just go to a restaurant and get himself dinner?
writing a note to Cathal.
He has a very fine budget. Has to stick with his allowance. Otherwise, he'll start getting pudgy.
Right, so writing a note to Cathal.
We're not dead?
We are not dead. We are engaged in sensitive business overnight. Could you please take... So hang on. So I'm giving her the Crystal of Earth Elemental Summoning.
Yeah, I guess you're giving it to
Or
me to
do-
put in the bag.
That's-
So that
Right.
she can get it from
Yeah.
the table.
Yes, please take the Stone of Conjure Elemental. Use it to deal with the cleanup of the park. We don't want to incur any Boros fines?
Azorius.
Was it
Azorius.
fine?
Azorius.
For
Azorius.
Frizz.
They've all got sticks up their asses. Just the shape of the stick changes.
Reeve would agree with you.
But right. And if you wouldn't mind, if you've seen Reeve, Mavana, or Frizz, I can never for life me remember Frizz's actual name.
Feralden.
Farreld.
I know.
Farreld.
Farreld, right.
I figure I'm looking
I know
over
we've
his
heard it
shoulder
a
as he's
billion
writing the note.
Right. Yeah, if you see them, please let us know and let them know that we have no idea where they went and we're kind of concerned.
And let us know if you can do the
how
park
does that
cleanup.
PK.
Let us know if you can do the park cleanup so we know if we need to make other plans.
PK.
Right. Sounds good to me. Good. Send the note.
Okay. Just a quick question. The ring is still on the floor, right?
Yes.
Okay. About maybe
You know what?
10 minutes after
I'm
you
keeping an eye on it, though.
About 10 minutes after you send the letter, you get a little, like, tug on the strap.
On his bag,
Okay.
right, with the
Yeah.
documenter?
I just had a dumb idea. It's a really dumb idea. If I were to resummon Hermes, and Hermes were to eat the ring,
Mm-hmm.
if I voluntarily, like, because you can voluntarily
You
de-manifest
can't use
a
your
familiar.
familiar as a Leomund's tiny secret chest, no.
No, but I mean, like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if Hermes swallows the ring and then Hermes poofs, the ring just does not poof with him. Correct? So the ring would just, like, clatter on the floor.
Only one way to find out.
Or, I mean,
Here's the bigger question, though. It's like, you are connected to your familiar, right? And, it's like,
that's true.
and if it is connected to anyone that's touching it, it's like, then you empathically will just have to deal with your familiar getting stressed out by this thing asking it so many questions and unable to answer. And it's,
Right. That is...
Also, have we actually done any Arcana checks on this ring to make sure it's touch only, and not just touches the initial bond?
Also, I am dumb.
Touch
I am not
lets
going to leave
us
the ring
talk.
on the
I'm
floor.
pretty sure it can hear without touch.
yeah, that's what we've
I am-
informed.
But yeah, I'm not going to leave the ring on the floor. I'm going to just cast Mage Hand because I learned that for a damn reason.
Thank you.
So I'm going to hold the ring in Mage Hand about at the other end of the chamber from wherever we are.
Well, it lasts a
So,
minute
yeah,
at a
invisible
time,
mage hand.
too.
Yeah. So that's a question I've always wondered.
Mm-hmm.
For spells that have a limited
Mm-hmm.
duration like that, can you just recast it as it's
Yes. You just have
expiring
to
to
repeat
keep
the
the hand
spell.
up?
You
So
just
yeah,
have to
every minute I'll
minute.
just repeat the spell.
Yeah, every minute you're basically going like Leviosa or whatever.
Every 54 seconds if you don't
Yeah.
want the thing to drop in between.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So unless I am unable to keep doing this, or I say otherwise, Rail is just going to keep recasting Mage Hand every minute.
It is a
'Cause why the
verbal
heck
and
not?
somatic components, as I remember, right?
That is correct.
Okay, I need you every minute that you're in play to make a gesture and say a magic word.
Do you want me to get my damn magic wand out of the box?
I
have
kind
a
of
magic
do,
wand
but
here.
no, it's not necessary. I'm just having fun.
Harry.
Any response from Cathal?
Yes, let's see what she said. By which I mean let's look in the satchel.
Okay, so you open the satchel, you pull out the piece of paper. There is a yellow post-it note stuck to it that says, "You're doing great." You do not it's in
That's
your own
still
handwriting.
reassuring. That's
folder.
weird.
What? Getting post-it notes from
It's
yourself?
in my own handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting post-its from myself that I
It's
did
really
not write.
weird. Rail being positive.
Good job, Rail.
Not that bad.
Alright,
anyhow.
The note is basically 3 lines. First line is K. Second line, Reeve and Mavana here. Third line, why are the Orzhov here?
Why indeed? Well,
Rail, do you want to stick it out? Why don't you and I go check out what the Orzhov want, and the rest
By
stay
the time
here?
y'all get to the second side agency, it'll be almost midnight.
yes. Quicker to. Damn
Might
it.
as well write back for now and just say, which Orzhov, we had a family meeting at a crypt earlier, or
That's-
something.
Yep.
Or just write,
Yeah,
hey,
as-
can you
as
tell
of-
them that I'm in danger, and then talk to them yourself?
I guess. Yeah. As
I
of
wish
our
I
next
had a
long rest, I
personal
will
army,
have Cindy
okay?
prepared.
I feel like this would have been useful in many other situations. To
Yeah,
know that
Y'all
you
talk.
had an entire personal army at your beck and call.
Yeah. Y'all talking over each other doesn't work. One at a time.
What'd you say, Rail?
I was just thinking, as of our next long rest,
Which should hopefully be coming up in the next hour.
I will have sending prepared. Until our next long rest, I do not.
You could still write it back on your documents or satchel. Oh, can I have
That
a
I
paper
will
of
do.
messaging while we're at it?
What now?
One of the postcards.
Asham gave you some of those
Yeah.
squares of papers of messaging. Can I have one?
Sure.
It's a really nice looking
I will have
postcard. It
whatever.
doesn't have an image on it though.
Okay. Yeah, give that to Ingrid, and I guess right back to Cathal. Which Orzhov are you or the offices in danger? What are they asking about? Should I run back there right now?
Okay.
Question mark.
About 10 minutes later, you get
The reins for the tours.
you get another note. This one reads, 4 nights. They left a box for you.
Okay. Interesting.
I got a bad feeling about this.
You ain't the only one. All right. Da-ba-da-ba-da.
Ingrid's been taking a short rest while we chat, just for spell
Yeah.
renewal.
Yeah, if it's already 9, I'm probably going to be...
Right.
Gain
Let's
sleepy.
deal with that in the morning. Let's set up for a long rest if y'all don't mind.
She didn't answer back about the park. We need that answer.
Oh shoot, she didn't. Wait, I thought wasn't that the yes?
The
thought she
K.
did.
Well, the first thing we said was we're not dead, and the first answer she gave was K. I'm going to check my bag and see if the crystal's still there.
All right, Crystal's not there.
Okay. Oh, the crystal's not
Okay.
there, so I think she's handling it. We can always rush over in the morning if we absolutely have to, I suppose.
You asked her to feed Kay, right?
Send her another message. Also, please feed Kay.
Damn it!
There's a lot of things going on. We can't deal with everything at once.
Request.
You could have been
Apologies.
spying while he was writing like I was. See if he did
That's
it.
why I
There's
didn't
only-
reply. I thought you would take
only
care of
doing
it
so
for
many
me.
things at once.
You both let me down.
Sorry, fair dear. We will make it up. Make it up to you somehow. But yeah.
So you're sealing the hatch first, right?
Yes, I will cast Stone Shape.
All
Or
right.
Shape Stone. Whichever
Uh,
it is. I can't remember. The coffee's wearing off. I need more coffee. Stone Shape. Cast.
Yeah.
Verbal
Have to do that
somatic
again
material.
in the morning, though.
What's the material?
Right. So its material is soft clay, which must be worked into roughly the desired shape. But if I'm using a focus,
Yeah,
doesn't that
just
mean I
checking.
don't have to use the material?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just going to tap the. So hang on, the door itself, it's all stone, right?
The door was metal. The trapdoor.
But the out.
Are you talking
stone.
about the trapdoor down to below, or the door that y'all opened by hurting yourself?
I thought we were sealing up the trapdoor and like setting up in front of it.
Yes, that's what I
Did I
assumed
misunderstand?
too. You said the
Oh,
door,
yeah.
not the trapdoor. The trapdoor is
Sorry.
tile.
So yeah, Rael is going to take his cane and just tap the trapdoor and just have the stone flow into just solid stone.
Yeah, no,
Trapdoor
it,
there,
like,
no trapdoor here. There never was a trapdoor here.
it looks like moving water for a second and then it solidifies. There's this weird kind of like
Yep.
square matrix to the texture of it.
Yep. And
The sarcophagus back.
all right. Oh right, it's on Rail.
Well, it should be lighter
Ah.
now. Well, wheels.
Rollers.
Right. Okay.
Do that to
So
get
yeah,
room for bedrolls.
let's do that. And then we
I
can just set up
recall
a
it's a
pass through. and
somewhat
there's no-
constrained space.
Okay, so you're pushing it.
Make a strength
Fair
check
dear?
for me.
Is anybody gonna help?
I'll help. I'm not
I
much
have a
help,
plus
but I'll
0.
help.
I guess I can strength. I guess I can help. I can
that's-
cast guidance. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Okay, that's much better. So that's 13,
13? Alright.
17.
17?
17.
Fair dear Ingrid, what are your strength scores?
I think I have like a 9.
Oh,
Okay.
8.
8 and 12? It takes a bit of effort, but you manage to kind of get the inertia broken and it rolling back into place.
now we sleep.
And
I
now
prop
we-
up and get one of my cloaks, and I stay in the smaller tomb room because that's where I want to put my dome.
With the sarcophagi? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, where's everyone else bedding down?
And I'm designating all of them as able to pass through.
Alright, I'm not going to ask you to describe what color your dome is. I'm just going to...
I'm
Right.
probably gonna camp out probably near the door. Maybe like just inside behind it. Not like directly behind it, but like just around the corner of it, I guess you could say.
adjacent to it.
Yeah, adjacent to it.
Well, the crypt room's 10 by 10, mostly taken up by the coffin. Ingrid's in there. There's probably room for one more person. Then
Yeah.
the passageway is 5 by 5, I think.
Mhm.
Basically,
And then-
I was going to say, I wanted so that if someone comes in, they don't immediately see Grigon.
Yeah.
Like, who's right beside the door.
And then there's a 15
not.
by 15 area that I remember from y'all's fighting map that wouldn't be visible from the top,
I'm
which
probably
is outside
thinking
where the door was.
15 by 15. I think Brigham would probably be the one inside the room since he's compact.
Right. Before we go to sleep, if we
Oh
have
wait,
time-
we're all staying in here now.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean that was the plan. But yeah, Rail is going to recast Find Familiar.
Because
Okay.
you were staying, and then we'd look like assholes if we left. So
I was always planning to
Fair.
stay.
If you want.
half of the party could at least go out and get something done with the rest of the company. Oh boy. Okay.
You can if you want to.
No.
I mean, it's late at
Because
night. Anything
again,
that y'all
keep
get
in mind,
done
I
is
will
going
have-
to be kind of into your long rest.
Yeah.
That's also true.
That's what the morning is for, and we don't have to spend all that time to miss the morning because we've already made the travel there.
Well, hopefully we can. Okay. Keep in
Okay,
mind,
never mind.
first thing we were planning on doing in the morning was I thought going down this passage to meet
Yeah.
the family and those keepers who, if you don't remember, attacked us on site last time
I
we saw them.
wasn't there, like, and I never watched the session.
Yes, you were. That was down in the lab,
In the secret lab. The water thing.
in
The
the
Kraken
secret lab when they
priests.
came up. They came up through the drains. Yeah, that was a while back. But I
Before
believe
the
you were
lab
there.
Okay,
got flooded.
no. I think I remember now. It's like, that's where you met our friendly dude there. It's like,
Yes,
that we beat the shit out of because we assumed, he was with them, kind of thing.
he was trying
No,
to
he was
cast
trying to-
spells on us.
He was
Yeah,
just trying to get
but-
away, though. We just didn't know.
He saw us. Yeah, he saw us. He was like, bah! And
Yeah,
we
the
were just
Kraken
like,
priests were
yeah,
after
no.
him.
Yeah.
Which hopefully we
Okay,
can come
so
to some sort
that
of
is a plot line I didn't think would ever come back to.
yeah. Again, I told y'all there was something going on underneath. I told y'all.
What are you
I
resummoning
could
Hermes
rest-
And
as?
we never doubted, but we just could not have a.
You can't just
I have
start
one very
digging.
important question.
Yes.
Before I resummon Hermes, do we have a bucket handy?
There's a sarcophagus.
Do you want any questions asked? It's like,
Yeah, you know what? I am going to summon Hermes as an
I'll hand you my
octopus.
bucket.
Okay. So we just got to give him a bucket full of water because he can only stay out of it for half an hour at a
Yes,
time.
I have a bucket. It's in my character sheet. You can look at it yourself.
Nice.
It's like,
Much appreciated. But yeah, so summoning Hermes as a three-eyed octopus again.
Okay.
Because-
That bucket is not necessarily have water in it.
no, it's like it is a mop bucket that I had on my head when I woke up and wearing a tax collector's uniform.
Yeah, he's just been.
why
It's
did I
just
not have
got
creative
added
water?
to his backpack.
Even if you did, it would have to be aerated water.
Not according to rules as written. I don't know.
I have seawater brandy.
But you
Just
could.
get Hermes
could summon
blind
him.
drunk. He'll be
You
able to
could-
breathe. He'll just be drunk constantly.
You could summon him and then move him to the extra dimensional space until we go downstairs, though, couldn't you?
That is actually probably the smartest possible thing to do. Yes.
So
Thank
the
you for thinking of it.
spell works for a second. There is like a pop as the incense and the herbs coalesce as they vaporize into a octopus with three eyes falls on the floor.
Okay. And poof into extra dimensional space.
I mean,
I'll
sure,
try not
probably
to
had
get you
some
poof again this
difficulties.
time, Hermes.
Like, sure, it probably will have difficulties moving around on land, but it's not like it's too much of a detriment to be on land for it. Like,
Right.
This
Just
is
so you know,
probably
the
Go ahead.
sorry, Ingrid.
This
I was
is
gonna say,
probably
the
a
Deckable
horrible
Illusion,
idea.
we turned that
You have it.
lag is rough. So the deck of illusions that we found in that Is It thing, we turned that over to the Is It.
You have
didn't
it.
we? Or do we still have that?
You
You
should
have
I
it.
still have it.
that.
I thought we turned it over.
No,
Okay.
Gregum turned over the bag of mechanical creatures to Frizz. Frizz never turned it over to his boss because he found out he wasn't actually hired.
Ah.
Yeah, Kim Master
Good to know.
Cottrell had no idea what y'all were talking about.
Which is why the isn't owing us for a job isn't. That's why I was like this when we were doing the summary, because the Izzet didn't
Yeah.
actually hire Frizz. He just thought he was hired by his boss. We don't know what's going on
Well,
with that.
Oh,
Maybe we'll find somebody.
I mean, Lugar
who can take this off of our
forged the
hands.
paperwork. I don't know if he told y'all that, but
So
Well,
you're saying we have to take this out of Lugar's hide?
Anyway, Ingrid is aware that it wasn't through the Kimmeister because she went and had a conversation with him at the ball.
her.
At the ball. So she is aware there was something weird with that, and that Frizz hasn't turned anything in, and that Frizz is a bit more of a free agent right now than I think Frizz had intended to be.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
so
we can deal
what
with
was
that later.
Ingrid's bad idea?
Oh, do you think our cousin likes books? I'm just gonna be up reading. It's probably a bad idea, right?
That's a good question. I mean, if you'd like to talk to them overnight, I can leave you the ring with you.
I should probably ask if they like books first. It's a fantasy book, so it's not real, so there'd be a distinction.
Because I maybe read them a story.
But understand the difference.
I mean, I'm going to be reading to Watcher anyway, was my thought.
I mean, the impression you have gotten is that being within, like, hearing distance of the ring, it can hear you.
Yes, I know, but I would want to ask it first. Or ask her first, depending. Let me see the ring for a second.
All right. Yeah, floats it over and drop in the hand.
Hello, I'm going to be up reading a fake fantasy thing for a while everyone rests. Do you like hearing book stories?
I don't know.
I don't know if they're good or not. I just got the book. I'll read one and then I'll check if you liked it or not, so I can stop if you don't.
Okay.
And then Ingrid puts the ring back down.
Okay, so just make a note. As of 12:28 Eastern Standard Time, the party reads bedtime stories to Cthulhu.
I think worse things to do with the time.
I mean, it's not a bedtime story for Ingrid. It's a rest time story.
You know, maybe that's why I always lost at Call of Cthulhu. I never thought maybe he just wants a friend.
You obviously have never seen Paranorman.
God, I should watch that movie
Oh,
again.
that was a good movie.
It was like,
So there's about 20
wait, show
stories
my
in
boyfriend.
Wayward Wizards.
Okay, so
What's the first story about?
Wayward Wizard consists of roughly 20 vignettes, maybe 5 to 8 pages in length, of various students at a unnamed or at a thinly veiled rename of Prism University, and their various explorations of young adulthood and inappropriate use of spells.
I mean, definitely the kind of book that Ingrid would have gotten. Definitely.
Totally. Alright.
So the first story involves the use of the grease spell and wrestling matches.
Really seems more of a Boros thing, but okay.
Wrestling or wrestling is the question. So
One long
So
rest
Ingrid's-
later.
Ingrid's reading and probably drawing some of what she can remember of the sarcophagus design after she checks back.
Of note,
Okay, so do
In
we all
order
take a
for
long
her-
rest?
of note, Ingrid is reading this out loud, which means everyone nearby can hear her.
Well, most of them are like 15 feet away through stone and stuff.
And an
she's
open
not being
doorway.
super loud.
I'm pretty sure Rail can sleep through it.
Y'all get a long rest.
Yay!
Get all
long
your
little
spells and
rusty.
stuff back, yes. And then
Right.
immediately burn one.
Wait, and then immediately what?
Well, how else are you going to open the
Stone
passageway?
shape.
Oh, burn a spell, yeah. I can do that. Where is it? Stone shape. Cast.
I'm assuming y'all are just
Whatever.
subsisting off of rations today.
Unless
Yep.
somebody wants to go out to a cafe or something and grab us all donuts.
Did Frizz bring us
I
lunch
figured
with
it out.
the change?
I figured out what happened to my HP. It's like that caused it to reset. It's like
What happened?
when you hit long rest, it's like there's a little checkbox that says
Oh,
reset
yeah.
maximum HP changes during this rest. I thought that meant, hey, we're putting your HP back to its maximum value. No, it also includes anything you've done to mess with your max HP.
Okay.
Nonsense. It's like,
All right.
I will have to keep that in mind for later.
No
Thank you.
I guess we're going exploring now.
Unless you have a better idea.
I guess we need to
We
push
should
the
perhaps-
sarcophagus again.
Alright, who's moving the sarcophagi?
Not Rail.
I'll
but
do it.
I will assist and cast guidance.
I will assist. Rail can cast guidance.
Okay. Make a strength check for me, add a d4 for guidance, and roll at advantage because someone is helping you.
Our super strong goblin
Definitely.
monk.
It's like probably compared to the rest of you because my strength is at 12.
And Ingrid checks if the crystal's back in the bag.
Okay, so Grigum's strength is 12, and Fairdeer's strength is 12.
Fairdeer should be higher.
Alright, so between the two of y'all,
Oh, you're stronger.
nope,
Difference
y'all-
is he has athletics and Fairdeer doesn't.
All right.
It's actually a little bit easier to roll it with Grigum helping you than with Ingrid. But you roll the sarcophagi out of the way. The little tile stone with the weird rectangle scaling on it is visible once more.
Was the
What?
crystal back in the bag?
Yes.
Okay, I hand that back to Rail.
Much appreciated. So, let's see. Have you told our cousin that we're going down to visit them?
No, I just kind of left the ring sitting here by the side.
Did they enjoy the story?
I was going to ask after the first story. Did our cousin like the story?
You got a very confused reaction.
I did my best to explain what the story meant as we went. And I stopped after one and went to drawing. Mixed on the story. I think there's some context missing.
Well, that's better than nothing.
So which story is this again?
Oh, this was the one I was reading as everyone was going to bed with, the college wrestling team.
Oh, like how
Right.
they.
It gives surprising muscle definition when you use that spell.
The wrestling, college wrestling. So like they were a down and out college wrestling group, and then they got a drunken old coach that was a wrestling master, and then the team came up from victory.
I don't know. I think that's a different story.
Oh,
It was really hard to tell who won on this one.
Right.
Everyone involved won.
I am.
It's not about
Right,
winning or losing, it's about the friends you made along the way, so everyone won.
And at least until this friend
Yes, you
spell
got the
wear off.
you spell. Sorry.
So are you
right,
carrying the ring down, Rail?
Yes. Let's see. So I'm going. I'm going to put the ring on because why the hell not?
Okay.
think of
We should
several
really-
reasons.
We should really have cast identify on this thing.
For me, I
Probably
was
should.
just
You were casting identify when it spoke to you. So
And yeah.
Oh, that's true. Oh, did that actually? So did the spell
Did you
go
finish
off? Did I
casting
stop?
it?
Can you talk while you're casting identify?
It has a verbal component, right?
I'm checking. So I probably didn't finish casting identify, but yeah, verbal. And a casting time of 10 minutes. So if you all wouldn't mind waiting 10 minutes before we head down, I would
I
like to
think
cast
we can
identify
wait
as a
10
ritual.
Alright. As you pick up the ring to
Yeah,
cast
several hours,
identify,
10 minutes more just to get hurt.
you hear
meanwhile, can I borrow the brazier to cook some breakfast?
Absolutely. And yeah, before I start casting, I'm going to say, "Hey, it's Rail again. Are any of your are any of the keepers down there with you today?"
always.
Can you talk
Ah.
with them? Communicate
Yeah,
in some
can-
way?
Rail would
can
need
you
to
speak with keepers?
say the answer to you.
Yeah, but like I am asking that question because that's an
Mhm.
excellent question.
Can you or can I?
Can you speak with them?
I think so.
Like, do they? All right. If you wouldn't mind, please tell them that you have friends and family coming to visit. We don't mean any harm. Because
Okay.
I know they might be a little concerned about people they don't know coming down there.
I revived one last time. That should count.
Right. And a big difference this time is now I have the spell Tongues. Which, yeah.
That is
Actually,
probably-
comprehend languages
more
wouldn't
language
be a
barriers.
bad idea either while you're doing identify. If you're going to do identify, I'll go ahead and do comprehend languages.
Okay.
Sorry,
Looking at it as a
comprehend
ritual?
languages is just to hear, you can't say, right?
Yeah.
But hear and read. Is like,
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, but that is a ritual. Cool.
Mhm.
Only lasts for
The
an hour, though,
identify
but-
spell does not return any information on the ring.
Interesting. Just like no info whatsoever.
To the identify spell, it appears to be just a plain gold ring.
Interesting.
Does it give its plain gold value like the other ring did?
250 gold.
Interesting. So either it's not actually magical, or it's significantly more magical than we thought.
Does it have any
We'll concern about
markings
for
on it?
later.
It has a very artistically engraved series of tendrils coiling around the surface and the inside of the band.
Is there any possibility that like runes could be like in there?
Make an Arcana check.
And I'm assuming Rail is allowing me to do this.
Absolutely.
I should have asked in character. Sorry. 22.
I have no problem with you doing
Are
this.
you looking at it, or are you picking it up and holding it and examining it?
I'm probably gonna ask Rail to mage hand it like in front of my face.
All right. You don't see any
could also
runes
just-
that you recognize.
Okay.
You do see a number of like intersection points on the tendrils that look like they could be something like a rune, but your eye kind of hurts looking at them.
Can I do a? What do you mean by eye hurts? Like just like
you have a little bit of blood in the corner of your eye.
could I do a medicine check on myself?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, your
I
brain.
guess the question is that the right check? But
Yeah.
yeah.
It gave you conjunctivitis.
21.
Generally, a little welling of blood at the eye would be like, I scratched my eyelid or my tear duct or something like that. You haven't done anything like that.
Arcana check specifically on, like, I guess this would be a separate Arcana check.
For what? Bleeding eyes?
A medicine check?
The medicine check was to think, the Arcana check is to see if the ring is doing this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, just think of like the worst cursed item ever. We just goggles of dark vision that give you pink eye.
22.
Cool. You were examining a ring and then your eye started bleeding a little.
Is that something that the ring could be doing?
You were examining a ring and your eye started bleeding a little.
Well,
Don't look
we're
too much
gonna-
at the ring.
I would
Okay, I'm
suggest.
going to close my eyes, look away. Are my eyes getting better now?
Like, it hurt, there was a little blood, but it wasn't like, oh god, someone stuck me in the eye with a screwdriver.
well, we're heading downstairs, right? Do we want a marching order?
Do you need me in
Rail
front?
is going to go up front sneakily.
Okay.
Alright.
See, as of note, I don't need like ropes and stuff because I can climb.
Since we haven't done a light or anything, Ingrid actually has a black ring around her eyes right now. Just as a note.
Wait, can everybody see in the dark?
Believe
Not
so.
Rail. Oh wait, no, Rail has the goggles.
He has the goggles,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. So just the fact that we've been in pitch darkness doesn't bother me.
I don't even bother with lighting anymore.
Okay. I'm just
mean,
making sure that it's like
Unless someone drops a darkness spell, like when there's really nothing to talk about that.
That's the thing is, I actually wanted to ask, how is Ingrid seeing in the dark?
Pretty
Well,
well.
Is
you
it that
notice
warlock?
there's
she's a
new
fucking
rings around.
necromancer.
As a
Right.
player, I'll tell you it's my sorcerer level.
She has.
It's your-
You have not made the perception check or anything like that, but she has developed. I believe you said they were onyx, right?
A fey expression, like
Yeah, she's
the
developed.
elf rings.
I believe you picked
Okay.
onyx as the color, right? Or yeah, has developed
Just like her mom's.
has developed onyx rings around the outer edge of her iris, between the scilia and the iris.
But they're only visible in the dark.
Does she have elf ears too?
I
No.
was just thinking, like, dark vision technically only gives you monochrome sight.
Yeah, everyone's been
Uh,
seeing everything in black and white.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, it's that I wasn't sure if there's that warlock gift thing that actually gives you full color vision in pitch blackness, which I always thought was cool.
Fred.
No, it's not that. It's the sorcerer level.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has one of her mom's class levels, basically. Her quote
Neat.
unquote mom patron. So
I mean, she is what she is.
Mother figure.
yeah.
Moms don't have to be
Made her familiar. I don't
biological.
know.
That's very progressive of you, Tux.
Anyhow, so hopefully there aren't any color-coded puzzles coming up.
I mean, I'm sure we could
we'll have
figure
to
out
see.
some light when we need to.
They have torches.
Yeah, I do still have produce flame. But
That's it.
anyhow, so if you all don't mind, I think Rail is going to go up front because for once we don't have Nirvana with us, so I might actually be able to be sneaky.
Do we want those people with us?
Y'all have no idea where they are.
They're at the agency,
They're
didn't
at the
Cathal
agency,
say?
I thought, yeah.
No.
I thought
Oh.
that's what she said, that Mavana and Reeve are here.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
yes, sorry. Are here. Sorry.
Yeah. We could have asked for them to come.
I thought you were
and
saying
meet us,
someone
but
else
It was
checked.
Maybe we
pretty
should
late.
send for them first.
And
Now
wait
in the
another
morning.
hour and a half?
At the very
We could.
least.
What's the rush? Like, are we
We're
planning
doing
on...
our spells, but I guess that's not too big a thing.
True.
Do we want to wait for them, or? I mean, it's bringing, and it might be good if we actually get into a combat. But on the other hand, we're bringing down a lot of non-family members at that point.
Right.
I'm not really even sure what you're trying to do here, but I just don't know if the priests are going to let you succeed in that or not. If they
Hi,
don't,
Skilari. That's Faradir currently talking, and the other companion with us is Grigum.
question, can
Ah.
she hear me?
Hello.
Are you who's touching the ring?
Are you still wearing
Rail
it?
is wearing it.
Oh, wait. Rel, you hear? Hello? Wait, no, that's the wrong words. Hello?
Hi, wait, how do you pronounce the name again? Was it Scalari?
Scalara.
Skilara
Scala.
or A?
A.
Okay.
It's in an A.
An A letter or an A sound?
A letter, A
Scalara?
sound. Oh. Scalara.
The first time you said it, it was like a letter, Skilar A, but it might be.
Yeah. So we say, good morning, Scalara. We're getting ready to come down out and visit you. The owl was a player owl, not a character owl. How are you feeling today?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
God damn it. God damn it, I should have known. Subjects to void asking. 11.
Cool. You feel a overwhelming wave of ennui. And take...
Out what that means.
Oh, shit. Take 10 psychic damage.
Lovely. Ow, ow. Scalara, if you could be a little bit more careful with that, please. That is really very painful.
And they actually help that.
That's well, I don't know. Can she actually help that? Does she respond to anything to what
Sorry,
Rail says?
Careful with what?
I'm not sure exactly
How many
what
people
you
are
did
around
there,
here?
but it seems that when I ask how you're feeling, I feel how you're feeling, and that. Ow.
Faradir?
Wow, big mood.
You can't hear her answer, but she said, Rel hears, the keepers and the tutor.
Keepers. The tutor is. I thought you said the tutor wasn't there physically.
No, the tutor is here. He is above.
Right. Do you know if the tutor has a name?
No.
Alright. When you say a... Actually, I'm not going to ask that.
Actually,
Thinking that means perhaps below where we are, and
Potentially. Maybe
above
we should wait for
from
Mavana
there.
and leave.
question:
Um,
Does the how
It's
long?
been a
does-
night's rest. Did you swap to have sending? Just in case, I'm just checking.
yes.
Okay.
Tutor can hear you, right?
That's an excellent
You
question
did
again.
hear.
I guess I'm assuming that Rail conveyed the answer. I don't know if that's actually correct. Sorry.
Yes. I will definitely convey the answer.
I don't know if the tutor can hear anything.
Interesting.
Can the tutor answer you?
Yes.
So they can clear the communication's clearly two-way.
Yes.
True. Do you know anything about what this tutor is like? What they look like?
No.
Drat.
I have to go to the surface to hear them.
Oh, there's a surface down there.
What do you see when you go to the surface?
Nothing.
Do you ever see anything?
I see the caretakers.
Oh, all right. So she isn't blind. That's good.
Well, that's kind of like if they've been blind the whole time, they don't really have the concept of seeing that we do we? Do they?
Fair. I'm just thinking of what might help them adjust to, if we can bring them to somewhere where they might have more friends. And a little bit-
Maybe they could pass on. Maybe she could pass on the message to the tutor to not be aggressive with us.
that is
I'm a
an
little more
excellent idea.
concerned about the keepers at the moment, but that.
Well,
Well, I mean, we
Yes.
don't really have any indication that the tutor would be aggressive towards us. We only know the keepers.
we don't have any indication. We don't have any indication about the tutor. Period.
I mean, I'm not holding my battle spell, so maybe they'll take that as a good sign.
Right. How about if you wouldn't mind? I'm just trying to think of like, how do we want to do this? So we don't know who or what the tutor is.
To be honest, we
We
don't
know it's
know what
we know
Laura is or how to get to her.
true. We know it's probably not Karal. We know Karal. If Karal is doing anything, Karal has got to be mixed up in this somehow.
She's probably at the platform.
Yes. I say we send out for Mavana and Reeve to come here and follow us. The real question is, if we go down and don't leave anyone to guard, then anyone could possibly follow us down here, but
Okay, like,
that's a risk
can
might
we just
take.
go to the whole going down there?
Can we just be stupid and just go down anyway?
You know what? Yeah, let's just send word to Mavana and Reeve, ask them to come down here and follow us as soon as they can, and yeah, let's head down.
All right.
Okay, so are you sending a documents note?
Yes. So I'll save my spell slots. If we need to cast sending, then I can cast sending later.
Alrighty. So you write out a note. Could you send us Reeve and Vanna?
Yes.
Probably want to specify the location.
I mean, they know where y'all were.
Yeah.
And I think if we're about to head down, maybe it would be a good break time, if that's okay.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Agreed.
Because
Alright.
we have been running in circles mentally for a while now. So it's
Yeah.
oh,
Y'all do have a tendency to get to the point of dangerous over planning where, like, we're not going to be able to mitigate every possible instance.
yeah, and I'm just like, I find it hilarious that I have to outright say, can we just be stupid and do it?
Let's
Like,
go.
can we just go full on Shadowrun and we spend 5 hours of planning a heist and just bust down the door and just start shooting up everything?
So you mean
Session
what
4.
happened last time we did a heist?
Fair.
Fair,
All right,
dear.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So it is 12:55 Eastern time. Try and be back by 12:15 at the worst, or 1:15. Sorry,
All right.
time. Time works progressively, not regressively. Oh, hi, Honeycut. Okay. Anyway, 15-minute break as soon as
All right.
possible.
Back in a bit.
Hoova.
See ya.
All right, we're on intermission, and I'm going to click a thing to turn off the mics, and now the mics are turned off. Now they can hear me. What happened to that? Hold on. What is 5 fires at once?
Ain't that the way it always goes?
The heck? No. Maybe if
Oh,
I.
you know,
There we
what's
go.
wrong?
Nothing. Everything is fine.
Screen
How are you doing?
Okay.
Hey, we're back. Oh, thanks, Honeycut. Honeycut says, "Welcome back."
Go again.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome to the second half of planning to go down a hole.
You know, I think we'll really get it this time.
If you missed
So
the
Rail's
first
gonna
half,
charge down that passageway full speed.
if you missed the first half of the show, we spent 2 hours planning on going down a hole.
No, one of those was covering up the hole.
Yeah. All right. So, Rail is going to. So we sent the message to Mivana and Reeve. Not going to wait for a response. Rail is going to cast Pass Without Trace on everybody, and we're all heading down into the hole.
Cool.
How's that work?
I'll go second. I figure Griggum can squeeze past us if he needs to.
Mhm.
I'll go last.
So, yeah, so while I keep up concentration on the spell, everyone has a +10 to Dex. To stealth. Not to Dex, to stealth.
And I actually have a
About
pretty
to
good.
say, that's freaking marvelous.
Yeah. That +10 to stealth is like stupid. I love
While
it.
you're carrying a bucket with an octopus. Do you want me
Nope,
to carry the bucket in?
Octopus got poofed.
No.
Yeah, poof, that's right.
yeah.
Do you want to take Watcher with you up front?
Sure. If Watcher can be stealthy.
Yeah. Sometimes he forgets and sends me double vision, and I get a little confused now that I can see. So if you'll just let him sit under your cloak and peek out, I think that'll work.
Works for me.
All right. So the passageway descends 100 feet down with a similar ladder to the one that brought y'all the first 900 feet below the surface. It's pitch dark, but that doesn't bother any of y'all. You descend into a small alcove, much as the same as the one that y'all descended from. To the east, you can see a dark length of bridge leading to a large platform suspended from chains hanging above what appears to be a chasm from this angle. A large bulbous form seems to be hovering roughly at the center of the platform. You hear this wet splattering, dripping sound.
That's lovely.
I don't think you asked it to tell the tutor to. Did we ask it to tell the tutor to be friendly?
I believe we did, didn't we?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still
we
holding
made
the ring.
efforts.
Still wearing the ring.
Mm.
So I can say, yeah, please, if you don't mind, please let the tutor know that there is friendly company coming. We don't want there to be any misunderstandings.
You hear a voice in your head. I've known for a bit.
All right.
Pleasure to meet you then, sir, madam, or other tutor. Apologies for the unorthodox introduction.
Do you need a lozenge? Yeah, because we're all out.
Why even bother being stealthy?
So, Rail, how'd it go?
No, y'all all heard that in your heads.
So,
Okay.
oh, okay. Right then. Is there a name we could call you by other than just tutor?
Not that you've earned.
Right, because you haven't told us.
Wait, did it say heard or earned?
Earned.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
sorry.
Right. Well, it is a strange but genuine pleasure to meet you, Mr. Tutor. I don't suppose you're particularly in the mood for some company?
What would you know?
What would Rail know? Everything. But I can face it.
Does he know everything? No.
No, Rail wants to know everything.
What would you give?
I'm actually having
Only that what I can
trouble
afford.
hearing you. What were the last couple lines?
What would you
From
know?
which of us?
What would you give?
Okay.
What would I give? Time, effort, my reputation, a survivable amount of blood.
So nothing of value.
Oof.
I mean, that depends.
Killer.
There's always the exchange of knowledge for knowledge. I have heard tell that the teaching itself has been considered to be a valuable experience by some.
That is not by those who do not value their teachers.
How about we speak about this in person? At your earliest convenience, of course. What do you say?
Come on forward then.
So, what does this person look like?
You don't see him?
You don't
No.
know that.
You see like maybe 60, 70, 80, 60, 65, 70, 75, about maybe 80 feet away from y'all, is this floating, misshapen form with chains dangling from it to the platform. It roughly looks maybe let me check its. Yeah, it looks like maybe 8 or 9 feet across and a good maybe 20 feet tall.
Nature check
Okay,
with
go.
guidance.
I was going to say Arcana check.
Y'all can't really get a good look at it from this distance.
Well, anyway, I only got like a 9, so I don't think that's gonna cut it.
Nothing natural is that shape.
Arcana check.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. I missed the box entirely.
Can I still assist with that since I'm like, it's not natural, but it might be magic?
29.
Cool.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to assist, you can, but I got a 19.
It's
That's
hard to
probably
get a
good.
little bit better. You recognize this. You don't have a good visual on it, not enough to identify what it is. It is clearly something that is unnatural, and is capable of seeing y'all even though you can't see it. And
Right, I'm going
has
to
been able
drop
to
the path without trace then.
Okay. Yeah, it has like stupid passive perception. It has been speaking into all your minds. You have met a number of creatures that can communicate telepathically exclusively.
Communicate.
Yeah, communicate.
Well, it hasn't tried to eat us yet, and that's a good sign. I choose to believe. Right then. So let's
He has probably perception.
have a
challenge.
civilized
How
conversation.
long has he-
You were breaking up an awful lot there, Faradir.
How long has he been here?
Who?
Shane Demon Guide.
I
say
don't.
demon.
Who are
We
you
don't know that
asking
it's a
what?
demon. We don't know.
Asking the person how long have they been there?
Okay. Quite a while.
So, centuries, millennia, years.
What is the knowledge worth to you?
Not a whole lot, really.
I mean, generally, if we're discussing payment, it would be helpful to know what you value.
Why do you insist on asking these questions?
Socratic method.
That's actually a really nice response. I like that.
You're asking the scientists and the former scientists, why are you asking so many questions?
Not asking so many questions. Why these that are apparent and things you shouldn't be asking an entity like this?
We don't know what sort of entity they are yet. Okay, things don't look good, but you never know. They might be friendly.
Do you intend to stop us from
They
saying
can.
hi to our cousin?
If you can get down to them.
Okay. I mean, going down is not hard.
I think
I'ma
maybe
say-
Up might be different.
I think a little bit of a visual may help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I've been thinking is like a beholder with no tentacles left or something.
I believe the implied thing is if you can get down to them past me, might have been the implied, rather than it's easy to get down.
Right.
This is
can I try an,
relatively
Did you not
what
hear the
y'all are
follow-up?
looking at.
Can I try an insight check?
Sure. Go ahead.
You want to insight that thing? Sure.
Is it going to is it going to try
Look
to
at
eat
roll
us as soon
20.
as we get in range?
So we're at like the bridge, right?
You're just yeah.
You're saying it rolled a 20?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, insight is 18, so
Okay. So it
Guidance.
rolled a 20, and it has a plus 13. Okay. So 33
yeah.
versus
So I
your-
can't get I can't get any sort of read on it, can I?
Approaching it a bit more, you see a lumpen, misshapen mass of flesh hovering in the air. Red slime drips from it in a flowing river down the side of the platform that falls for a while before a light splashing sound issues. Looking over the edge of the the railless bridge. Well, not railless because rail is on the bridge with no safety measures. You see a good 100-foot drop into what looks to be churning dark waters. Two kind of toxic yellow eyes peer at you in the darkness over a mouth that is full of misshapen teeth. A second mouth appears above that, and a few more eyes open in various places. You can see the flesh pulsating and glistening.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask that the only reason we know that they are yellow eyes is because they glow yellow, right?
Yes, they are emitting a yellow light. There is actually a low-level ambience light that you can't really source in the area.
Interesting.
This is the creature in front of us, not in the water. Right?
This is the creature in front of you.
Yeah, right on the map.
Right.
And how far down is it to water level?
100 feet.
Right now, I can take a hit. I should be in front of you, Ingrid.
Perhaps, yes. All right.
Yeah, my statement.
Just has a bemused look on her face when Gregum runs past.
I was going to say
no, that was out of character. The whole idea that out of character, we should be forming our positioning properly here.
Yes.
But yeah, my statement still stands in character, though, that getting down is easy. The getting up part is what's going to be tricky.
I'm just going to cautiously say, we come here meaning no harm and intending none.
I'll take that as it means us harm either way.
Yeah, likely.
But we will not throw the first punch. In fact, why don't we just dive over the rail right now? I mean, there's no rail. There's only you rail. Let's just dive over the bridge and ignore this fucker entirely.
If we have to fight, our cousin loses his friend or her friend.
That's why we're not going to throw the first punch.
But we don't.
If they attack us, it's on them.
We fly down.
What'd you say, Fair Dear?
But we don't have frizz, then we could just fly down.
I have a feeling would be less than the permitted thing, if I'm interpreting this right.
Yeah, if I might ask a question.
You may.
And nothing but ask questions.
Right, I don't suppose those chains on you, that wouldn't be from the hands of my, I don't
Great
know how to
uncle?
refer to him. Ancestor? Great
uncle?
These chains do not bind me.
Ah. Interesting.
So you were always like that.
Hey, don't kink shame.
I'm not. I'm just pointing out that's what
Turns out he's actually just an edgelord. He's trying to look cool.
Now, don't start here.
All right.
You watch as a opening on the side of its body just kind of rips open, and it's a large glob of red sludge falls into the slowly rolling stream under it.
So he's under here, is it? Is he ahead? Like, what's the direction here, guys? And I was like,
That's...
you're the ones in the know. And it's like,
We don't know that much more than you do in this situation.
look, this is this is your thing. I'm like, you're setting the course right now. I'm just driving the plane. Listen,
Well, perhaps we should go ahead and tie a line down. I mean, if we're not
I
stopped
think the
for
first
that.
order of business is water breathing. It's like,
Oh, yes.
Not a bad idea at all.
goodness gracious, you guys fought me tooth and nail about the fact that water breathing is not going to be a difficult issue. And then the first time we have to deal with it,
Oh,
you're
you
like,
guys have water breathing.
Okay, water breathing, ritual cast. I'm assuming.
No.
24 hours just snaps.
Effect cast. Warlock thing.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Still 100 feet is quite a significant drop.
Ingrid's going to get out her coils of rope, and start tying them together, and just kind of eye it while she's tying the ropes together.
I've got slow fall and athletics for swimming. I think I'm good. I don't know about you guys. And it's like,
Just as a matter of familial concern, Tutor, I apologize for not knowing the correct honorific. What exactly have you been teaching our cousin?
Everything.
mathematics?
Well, that's not true because it was very confused when you read him story. So
Everything that matters.
Sort of an odd
Vessels
value
of
judgment.
flesh and bone and blood, of secrets and dark places whispered of, but never seen.
That actually is useful.
That's
Okay.
slightly different.
Of silver seas and basalt skies, slate gray
Ooh.
ground.
So you're a planeswalker then?
floater, plane's floater. He doesn't have legs.
Oh, I think it's more of a technical... Oh, whatever.
To exist in a single place would be to lessen myself more than any of you deserve.
Well, fair enough.
It's a little bit hurtful.
Sorry, what was that second to last sentence?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What was the second to last sentence?
To lessen myself to exist in a single place would be more than any of you deserve.
Right. Well, and I don't suppose you might let us... Were you paid for this education?
Oh, yes.
Paid in what?
What I value.
All right,
What do
but
you value?
yes, what do you value?
Power.
All right.
That is an answer both enlightening and the exact opposite thereof.
It's right up there with confusing. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, Ingrid's tied the sections of the rope together, and tentatively she just starts tying one of them to like the chain and dropping the
Here,
rope
take my
down.
45 feet of rope.
Oh, I've got two tied together right now.
Hey,
Yeah,
Fair
I'm
Dear,
just
out of
saying that I have
curiosity,
45 feet. No,
where are you
sorry,
standing?
25 feet of rope.
Oh, say it again?
Oh, I was asking Fair Dear where he was standing.
Yeah, you're not on the map.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know we were.
Well, I only said, hey, look at roll 20.
Yeah. And like you also said visual aid, so I was like, map time.
I thought it was just for visual reference.
Well, I am flattered that you think that my description is so intricate as the map is not needed. Thank you.
Yeah,
Aw.
we're used to it at this point.
Alright, so... The thing is, I'm pretty sure that if we get close enough, you're going to attack us, aren't you?
Why would I?
Just sort of the impression that you give from your manner of speaking.
I do not need
Hey.
to attack you.
Rail.
Your weak
Rail.
flesh would attack yourself.
Yeah, I'm just like, Rail, why do you... Like, you don't just walk up to someone and saying, you're gonna hit me.
Wow.
Nobody does that. It's like,
Your weakened flesh, or what was the flesh?
Your weak flesh would
Weak
do that.
Flesh.
Alright then. I have to admit, I'm really intrigued by what you might have to teach, but I'm not sure what I have that I might be able to pay. And again, I'd rather not end up this day dead.
can we go visit now? It's like,
Ingrid's tied some hand and
Right,
footholds,
right.
and she like
Distraction.
drops the rope over the edge after it's tied on to the chain.
all right.
How long is the length of rope?
I have the 50 foot and the 46 foot tied together.
Okay, so it's not quite 100 feet.
Yeah.
Here, take my 25 foot.
Okay,
That means that if we go down, we won't be able to get back up the same way.
I'll add his length and a couple more hand and foot holes since I've got some spare room. My aim is for it to be a foot or so above water, as best I can estimate.
And you're going to tie it off on one of these chains. It's like,
Yep.
Make a sleight of hand check for tying a knot. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make a sleight of hand check for you for tying a knot. What is your sleight of hand
Great.
modifier?
6, and I'm probably going to use guidance because it is a short action I can do.
Okay. So that's another d4.
Can
And I'm
Rail
not
assist
holding
in it?
hex, so I can do that anyway.
Okay, so you said 6 plus guidance. 1 second, let me just make a quick note there.
I don't know if Rail can still assist because I said I did the chain tie like 3 or 4 sentences ago. I was just adding the final rope and knots.
I'll allow it since since I'm a very generous and kind DM.
Alright. And hey, I took those levels in Rogue for a reason.
Okay, that's not too bad. Alrighty. Ingrid ties what she feels is a pretty good knot.
Alright.
Of course, she is excellent at tying knots. Her breastplate told her so.
So she's going to go ahead and slip down to the first foothold.
I dive off. It's like,
Okay.
It's just into the water, or are you aiming somewhere, like the bank?
like into the water.
Rail is going to use his mage hand to give the horrible monstrosity thing a business card, and then follow.
It has no hands to take it.
Excellent.
I know, but I can put it on the floor in front
You'd
of
have
it.
to get closer, I think. Because he has 30 feet on mage hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with the way that it's able to float around, I'd assume some level of telekinesis. So, it may not have any hands, but it doesn't mean it can't manipulate it. It's like,
This is within 30 feet, isn't it?
Oh,
Okay, fine.
yeah, y'all
I'll
are-
move to here, and then I'll give it a business card.
Cool. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
God
Me?
damn it.
or him.
Him.
Yeah. All right.
That is 15.
Cool. 1 second. I need to
God
dig
damn
out
it.
some d6s.
You
God
did
damn
it,
it.
you did
Yeah.
it, Doris.
Really?
We're now
Just
playing
had
Dungeon
to.
Crawl Classics. We're
So,
now playing Dungeon Crawl Classics, folks. It's like make sure you have 4 characters to run with. It's like
okay, Rail, as you enter close to the creature, your flesh starts
30 feet
roiling
away.
and coiling and rippling on your arm. You take 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of poison damage as corruption starts
Jesus.
seeping into your body. And 1 second.
How much damage was that?
15. 79.
Jeez.
And your body starts to thin, becoming skeletal and emaciated, half your weight.
I'm going to
Oh,
get
hey.
away from there.
you're in line with the rest of your family.
How much damage did you take?
15, I think it was. Ow. And I just become immediately emaciated? Does it persist if I move further away?
Let's see. Let me check
This is an
something.
Eldritch Abomination. Do you think it would go away just because of moving away? It's like,
Roll percentile
There-
die. Consult the flesh warping table.
30 feet radius?
what made you think it wouldn't be 30 feet? It's
It,
like,
you start to regain some of your weight as you move out of the area.
Okay, that is...
You know,
quite
now
an
your sister's
advantage.
going to be really jealous. You're not only younger than her, but now you're thinner.
Oh my god. Alright.
so yeah, it's like,
I think that you're shoe toy.
Right.
He could probably just continues going down the rope a little bit.
Yeah. Make me an athletics check, Ingrid.
I did put the put a couple loops. Does that give advantage or anything?
Sure, I'm generous.
One was a natural 20, so that's a 19.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing to use my
One's
20
a
on.
natural 20, so I got a 19. That makes me so happy. As you start climbing down the rope, you feel the knot start to slip a little, but not give.
Hmm.
It's not 100% secure on the rope. Just a warning. And then I'm continuing
that's-
now.
Lovely.
Alright.
Um,
Grigum already jumped down, so I'm assuming the rest of y'all are following down as well.
I'm gonna wait for
Rail is
her
going
to
to
get
use-
off the thing because if a little weight is making it slip, me adding additional weight to it while Ingrid is on it is probably not a good idea.
Okay. Who is
And
next
I'm
after
trying
Ingrid?
to jump towards like the shoreline.
Okay, there's no shoreline. That is a sheer cliff face.
Okay. Okay,
Who is
I'm
following
fine.
Ingrid down?
Okay.
And Grigum's already in the water?
Yes.
How's the water, Grigum?
I have water breathing. I'm not coming up. It's like,
Basically, I'm trying to get y'all
How's
down
the
so
water,
I can.
Grigum?
I'm basically trying to get y'all down so I can transition to the next map.
Right.
yeah.
When she's down, I'm gonna head down.
Thank you. You have a climbing speed. You do not need to make a check.
Right. Rail is going to use Channel Divinity to give myself proficiency with, you said it was an athletics check?
Yes.
So giving myself proficiency with athletics for 10 minutes.
Okay. That'll also help with swimming for the next little bit. Go ahead and make your athletics check.
Alright. God, I'm wondering if I should have cast Enhance Ability. Oh, that missed
It
the
wouldn't
thing.
hurt.
Ah, Okay, so that's a grand total of 6.
6. Cool.
6.
As
I
Does
rolled
he
a
get
2.
advantage because of the
Yeah.
loops too?
yeah.
Did you roll with advantage?
Do I have advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. Second roll.
We use Grigum's extra rope and put extra like loops every now and then to.
Y'all spent extra
Right.
time and effort and
I
materials
wasn't
to
sure.
make this, so yeah. It gave you an advantage.
It's rolling. So my 6 went to a 7.
Cool. So,
Rolled a 2 and a 3.
Ingrid, you can see Rail get maybe 10 feet down before his hand slips, and he just plummets.
Crap.
Let's see here now. It was 1d6 per 20 feet, right?
Can I cast a spell as I fall?
Is it a reaction spell?
It is not a reaction spell. I don't have any reaction spells.
Does water do a modifier to landing?
A little bit,
depends.
yeah.
Do you belly flop? Yeah. It still has surface tension, so when you smash into it, it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's why you don't belly flop from a height.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it
Well.
does like any modifier versus like landing on rock.
It does a slight modifier. I'm checking on something. Let's see here. It was 1d6 per 10 feet or 1d6 per 20 feet?
10.
10. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. So Rail falls 40 feet. That would... Oh, damn. Okay, that's 12... 15, 16, 17, 18.
Did I just get bodied?
That would be 19 bludgeoning damage normally. However, I will take the lowest die off, and so instead it's 17 bludgeoning damage.
Ow. I'm alive, but I'm not happy about
You
it.
don't seem to be doing very good, Rail.
I'm not a particularly athletic person.
I think
Wish we
like
had
as
slow
he
fall
starts
or
to
something like
fall, like Watcher just jumps off and flies down.
Just glides down.
And then lands on Rail's shoulder again once he's down and saying ow.
Just goes full on knuckles. And it's like,
It's a much smaller
Yeah.
area here. As you descend, you see...
all right, I'm gonna assume this is vertical. It's like,
Yes.
all right.
Y'all are up at the top.
All right.
I was right by Grigum before, so that seems probably about right.
Right. I am going to cast. Where's the spell?
Hey, maybe let our cousin know we're here too.
Well, yeah. First off, I'm going to say, hey, I believe we may have arrived. We may look a little bit odd if all you've seen are your keepers and the tutor.
He hasn't.
But
Or
I
she hasn't
believe
seen the
we are
tutor.
here. Right, but
Yeah.
you take my meaning. All right, and I'm going to cast tongues on, I guess, myself. Sure, I guess I'll cast it on myself
It's like,
because I can only cast it on one person.
I know, but it's like,
I
why
can still hear
why aren't you the
languages, so-
priority?
I can still
don't
hear
know, because
languages
I'm
from the ritual, so
Yeah.
it makes
Right.
more sense it not it being someone other than me.
Yeah, I'm at slightly half health, so
I
yeah.
like the idea that so from the creature's perspective, it's like all these questions to the tutor, and ow, 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 ow.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here, but we may look a little bit different.
No. Whatever.
What happened?
Just looking around and swimming around.
Alright.
The water is dark and cloudy. There is a weird, almost greasy texture to it.
It's gonna call out. Can I speak underwater if I have water breathing?
Yeah.
Apparently, you can cast
Hello.
spells underwater.
We come bearing the. We come
should
bearing
get-
the ring of what do they call him? The first son of House Corvine?
We should get your token on the map too, though, probably.
Oh, whoops. Sorry about that.
Yeah, new map. He's like,
Yeah, that's why I was going like, please move this along so I can transition the map.
And for that matter, Hermes. Swim it along.
Hermes kind of bloops into existence again.
and immediately doesn't like the water.
Yeah.
Aw.
Alright.
All right. So yeah, let's
Watcher
move
actually
forward carefully.
comes back to me so he won't encumber you underwater.
So yeah, I'll be your guard, buddy. He's like,
Right. But yeah, let's move forward cautiously. But I guess we're not hiding anymore.
Alright, how far do y'all want to descend? I mean, no one is stopping you.
And blue. Can we see?
Verity.
we're
Can we
following
see
rails.
whoever or whatever those are? Like those tokens are.
Alright. As you
little
reach
concerning.
the deeper depths of the dark water, you can make out two humanoid shapes kind of half floating there. Their bodies are emaciated. Their robes look like they've been rotting over time. Tendrils kind of protrude from their jaw and along their temples and facial structure. Their skin is this strange grayish blue color. They're both holding a small dagger at their side as they watch you quietly from the corners of the room.
They don't look emaciated to the point of being undead, though, right?
No, they look kind of emaciated, like Rail was looking emaciated for a moment there.
Right. But they
similar
look alive.
They're
to
not
the,
moving.
I'm just gonna say hello. We come bearing no harm, or we come meaning no harm and bearing no ill will.
Let me just check something. Yep, yeah, with it. All of you hear at the same time a voice in your head. This is a new sensation for Griggum, who hasn't touched the ring yet. Hello. There's
Hi.
more of you than I
Howdy.
thought.
Ah, hello,
Oh.
Scalara.
Sorry, we don't. Too many people.
Yes, so
we don't
I forgot
so
to
I'm-
introduce Watcher.
I'm Rail. The small greenish one next to me is Griggum. Our friend back there with the tentacles is Faradir. That's Ingrid over to my left, and Watcher over to my right. Not Watcher. Hermes over to my right. Watcher doesn't have a token.
And, well, Watcher's on Ingrid's space, so.
Okay.
You can't really see very far in the murky water. The oily texture of it makes for an uncomfortable breath, but you don't really have any trouble breathing it. Still, at the farthest reaches of your vision, you see large tree trunk sized tendrils moving through the water.
Well, I believe it is a pleasure to meet you in person, Scalara.
turns out Scalar is this one over here.
There's
I'm
like
kidding.
a
Unlike the Earth.
odd sensation of being watched. But no response.
And yeah, we're we're seeing them in person. Why wouldn't we be odd?
Alright,
It would be odd if there was no one around.
apologies if you're not all that used to moving underwater. If I might, just to be clear, are those your tentacles about this chamber?
They are.
It's a little hard to see down here.
They are me.
I am them.
Alright.
Am
Well,
I wrong?
I don't know if she's familiar with the concept of shaking hands.
alright. I might suggest we might be somewhat fragile physically compared with you. I don't suppose. Well, I mean, we are again having a little bit trouble seeing you aside from your tentacles. Is there anywhere in particular we could move in this chamber that would be better for talking with you?
I can see and hear you okay.
Oh, that's good.
Try restarting Discord. No I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You can come
The-
closer.
Water is darker than we're used to with swimming.
You can see,
Okay,
like,
I hate to say this.
at the far end, Ingrid, as you move into the actual room, a massive shape.
Hold on. Don't go. Buddy system. Come on.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to say, can I make an insight check
Sure. What
for
are you making an
Scalar's
insight
intentions?
on? Okay.
Is she like trying to lure us in, or is she just being sincere?
All right. What's your roll?
Like, I am hoping for curiosity. I seriously am.
That would be a grand total of. Where's insight? 17.
You get the impression
not
that
terrible.
it's less she's trying to lure you closer, and more she's not one who frequently gets visitors.
I can't imagine why.
And may not know why people are visiting her.
In that case, I will move up.
All right, at that range, as you get closer, you see a gigantic 15-foot. I'm sorry. 15-foot wide, maybe 80-foot long. It looks like a kind of combination of a creature that would have walked primordial Earth. There's scales in along most of its body, giving it its hide a kind of pebbly dark texture. The darkness around it reveals a similar color of soft leathery flesh in places under between the spaces of the scales. A massive mouth, maybe half the width of its body, hangs open and gape-toothed with sharp teeth at every angle. White eyes stare blankly at y'all. Tendrils mount at the lower end of its lower portion of its body and run up the length of it towards its mouth, while at the top of it a near translucent, very thin looking skin is tightly stretched over what appears to be a massive brain.
Wait, like exposed brain?
There is what appears to be a
Membrane?
thin, translucent skin membrane over it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so it's visible, but not like exposed.
Right. Well, I do believe I can see the family resemblance.
Yeah, he's like, you're quite an egghead. It's like,
Gregor, be polite.
Ingrid Jekyll.
well, I've been dragged around for who knows how long for this level of BS. Like, I honestly thought I'd just be helping people, find other people, maybe solve a murder or two, maybe get a kitten out of a tree. Not this.
Well, you've helped Ingrid and I find our cousin.
Faraday, are you actually back there, or did you move forward any? I'm just checking.
He's staying back.
Okay.
Actually, he'll probably move up like a little bit. He's staying.
You're right. Sorry. It's like, and just turns to Skilara and is like, I apologize for my reaction. It's been a trying month. It's like, maybe longer. It's like, and we might have more aquatic adventures ahead of us, like involving my own past. So I'm just,
Right.
Hey, it's like, a pleasure to meet you. It's like, you look lovely, by the way. It's like,
What do you do all day?
I swim up to the top, and I listen to the tutor. And then I come down here, and one of the tentacles kind of glides through the water towards the two at the edge of the place, and eat what they give me.
What
a
if you
life.
don't mind me asking, what do they tend to give you?
I don't know what it's called.
Well.
I eat mostly mushrooms when I eat.
What's a mushroom?
I was gonna say, where?
Do you want to see one?
I guess I can try.
My opinion of the tutor just dropped about 6 notches. It's like, what's a mushroom? You've been teaching this poor creature for hundreds of years, and you have not taught her what's a mushroom.
I don't know how well
Some
my
frickin'
sword
tutor.
works underwater.
to be fair, like, you would think an entity like the tutor would be most familiar with rot and decay, and the things that govern it. It's like,
Yeah, mushrooms.
yeah, it's like fungi.
Yeah.
But I'm going to attempt to pull some spores for a shelf mushroom out.
Okay. As you pulled the spores out and they form into the mushroom, one of the wide eyes kind of twitches in its socket in the directions, and then you've seen like the little shutter on a camera, that circular blade thing.
The iris.
Yeah, that's right. It turns, and a pinpoint of blazing red light just alights from the opening in that white eye. Let's see, it's looking at Ingrid. So, Ingrid, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 14.
Cool. You take 9 points of fire damage as the water around you starts boiling.
Flash boiling. Oh boy.
Right.
Ow, that is a little hot.
Hello, that's the sort of thing I was talking about.
It closes its eye after a second.
Yeah, I know you don't mean anything by it, but you seem to be quite, unfortunately, powerful. I don't suppose it's
We're not
that sort of
pushovers
thing that you
either.
can tone down?
I don't
Rail.
know.
This is how it existed. It's like,
I know.
It's like say, hey, breathing hurts us. Could you stop? It's like,
Ingrid gives the mushroom a push anyway. and it kind of scoots about 5 feet back where the water's cooler.
One of the tentacles slides through the water until it impacts it, and where it impacts it, about maybe 80 small little cilia erupt from the tentacle surface to start feeling over the mushroom. So delicate.
Oh
And
yes.
yet, so insidious. Like, it feeds off of life, and is life itself. It's an interesting form of life. It's like,
Isn't that all life?
not in this way. Like,
Except plants, I suppose.
this feeds off of life still living. Like,
Plants
guess you
feed
could say,
off
yeah.
of the soil and the breath, both of which are composed of
sure.
living things.
Yes, but
Right.
decay,
She's not wrong.
decay is an exact form of life. It's like,
That's why
I
we
think
use
I forgot that.
the augury cards sometimes for both good and bad.
Well, Scalara, I must say that when we found, when we came into possession of your father's ring, I was concerned that you might need protection. I am reevaluating that thought. I don't suppose.
But, go ahead. No. You're a family member.
Well, but before we try to make any plans, I think we should ask, are you happy down here?
What is happy?
Are you content?
Right.
Like doing this day in, day out? It's like that doesn't like. Are you okay with that? And it's like,
Why wouldn't I be?
Well,
that's fair enough. Well, at the very least, we might take your ring with us and probably go on our own adventures if you want to listen to all of that. And it's like, visit our podcast. Okay.
oh my god.
Will you see
Podcast.
father's...
Mike is-
To my way of thinking, this seems like a terribly lonely existence.
I missed what the answer was that Gyrnos said.
Will you see father?
On occasion, yes.
I would
I
like
was-
that then.
Right. I must say that your father is probably a bit different than you remember him. It has been quite some time and he's undergone some changes.
Like mother?
I can't say that your father told us about your mother. Was she a human like him?
No. She had blue skin.
Dalton.
Character, oh my fucking god, if it's Karal, then she is gonna catch these hands. If it was Karal, she is going to catch hands. You don't
No, easy.
lock your kid up in an underground cave.
Here's what you do. You go to Spirits and say, turns out
Are you
Carol.
turning blue to mage?
No. Spirits that Carol may try to get all the inheritance because she is a member of House Corbin. And it should solve itself.
He do you mind if we send you an image and you tell us if that's what she looked like? Archer, can you help me with this?
Watcher kind of like blows bubbles at you, as near as you can tell to an okay.
Can you send an image of Karal to our new
Yeah.
friend?
Yes, have a proto mind, connect with an eldritch mind. That's going to go fine.
Just send a quick image. You don't have to wait for a response.
And just a note, while we discuss, I'm going to just send Hermes over to take a look at the Watchers, just not disturbing them, Just
At
give
Watcher
him a
or
closer
at
look
the
over.
Watcher or the
Not Watcher. Hermes.
okay, I was
Yeah,
about to say
the
you
Watcher.
can't send Hermes.
The keeper.
I was about to say you can't send Watcher anywhere. Watcher is
Sorry,
his
I'm
own
sending
dragon.
Hermes to take a look at the keeper. Right.
Okay. Watcher does so for us. Send the mental image. Ingrid, can I have you make me a wisdom throw for Watcher, please?
Okay.
You see?
9.
Okay.
Am I the only one that ever played Call of Cthulhu? Like, seriously?
Oh,
Like I said, I never took the approach of reading it bedtime stories and giving it mushrooms, so maybe I've just been playing that system completely wrong.
But I did tell Watcher to try to break contact
Yeah.
as soon as he sent the image.
No worries.
This is what the will save is for.
Hermes approaches the creatures. Look similar to the ones you encountered in the underground lab, though these are much older looking. They seem. They're more emaciated, like their muscles have atrophied, and their clothing is of an older style and very threadbare, worn.
right. You mentioned that.
Her response.
Are they awake? Sorry.
Their eyes are open.
Okay, they haven't attacked yet. That's a good sign.
Why would you
Ingrid,
say things like yet?
what was the mental image you were having Watcher send Scylla?
One of the more recent images of Caral from the Scrying, where
Okay,
she's
from the one
more
that's Scrying.
aquatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
She looks similar, but different.
Did she perhaps look more like your father before, and now looks more aquatic?
No, she didn't look anything like Father before.
Interesting.
I could.
Uh,
Watcher, are you up for sending one more image?
Watcher's kind of just floating in a half-stunned state.
I'm gonna check if Watcher's okay. Well, Watcher's with me. That's
Yeah.
why I did the hug.
Watcher was the buffer. Oh,
You okay,
Watcher
Watcher?
was buffering the
Watcher
psychic shock.
is okay. I'm not saying that Watcher is alive, because Watcher is not alive. But Watcher is still functional. Watcher is just in a stunned state.
Okay. Ingrid's petting Watcher.
Because undead have resistance to psychic damage in some cases.
Some cases.
I could. No. Is that bad? We could do an illusion of how she looks. I could do that.
Yeah.
I could definitely do that.
That is something we could do. I could cast Minor Illusion to do that.
I have that also, but let's do it a few feet away. If
Yeah.
either of us does it.
Yes. A little bit of distance.
And perhaps we should, give her warning. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, explain what you're doing first.
That it's not an actual person there.
Right.
Do you want to, or should I?
If you don't mind. I'm just trying to think.
And I'll aim for here, like where the mushroom kind of was before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, Clara, I'm going to project an image. Can you tell us if this is a little closer to the look? And Ingrid points over and does the spell.
Alright, that is 10 feet away from... You're 10 feet away from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The eye rotates and that shutter opens, revealing that blazing red light again. The water around the illusion starts boiling and roiling rapidly. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Come on! What's the range on that thing?
13.
13. All right. You only take 3 fire damage. It has a lessened effect the farther away you are from it.
Okay.
After a second, the eye closes and the water temperature starts to normalize. It looks like her, I think.
We were planning to, when we leave, maybe go try to talk to her later.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you heard from your mother recently?
Yes.
What did she say?
She brings me things every few days.
You do understand time.
That's the word that she said.
Damn it.
Yeah, they got you there.
She brings things and then she sticks them into me. And they scream for a little bit, but then stop.
Did they look like us? Or...
No.
Okay.
Wait, do you mean things like... Do they hurt you?
No.
Do they make you feel different or weird?
Yes.
You remember from the scrying how it had those dots filled up that are a lot like your dagger, Fairdeer? I believe perhaps it's something like your dagger?
Okay.
If you want to show to verify, but it's
I recommend-
probably like that.
Yeah, I recommend just hand it over. I'll carry it in the mage hand to a safe distance from all of us for Scalar to look at it.
Do you want to do that, Fairdeer?
Sorry. Can you repeat that?
Ingrid was saying she thinks that based on the scrying and like the gems filling up and stuff at the shrine, that she thinks it's something like your extraction dagger. So she asked if you want to show it that to ask if it was that, and Rail said if you do, he'll move it to show it.
Yeah, sure. Just kind of do it at a, like,
30 feet distance.
Well,
here.
he's got mage hand, so he was gonna probably
I'm
get
just
it.
saying that make it so that the laser doesn't like actually hit one of us.
That's what
over
he already
here.
said about doing it away.
How about
Definitely
there?
not there though, because that would be within Grigum and Rails, the other spot.
Why not over?
She
No,
was
I can't
talking
think
about the square that she had put down.
This is 30 feet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I think Fairdeer had pinged like right here, which wouldn't have been nearly far enough.
Alright, so
Yes.
you float the dagger over to that area. Her other eye turns and rotates, and as it opens, this blazing greenish white issues forth. The water starts to kind of darken and turn into this thick sludge that drifts down to the floor. The dagger's okay. But after a second, the eye closes again. It's like, I don't recognize that.
All right, that's one possibility.
Was it similar? The gems on it, not the dagger.
Maybe?
I don't know if it understands. Yeah, dagger, like what they're holding. That's a dagger. If you didn't know,
Do you
I'm pointing to the.
want to see them?
We're kind of fragile a little bit, not as much as the mushroom is. Can we see them from a little farther away?
Two of the tendrils slide up to the thin membrane over the brain, and they press to the skin, and then kind of pull in opposite directions as the skin parts open over the brain tissue, and from within the opening, this translucent looking energy manifests for a second, flowing out of the brain. It kind of takes the shape of a minotaur for a second before dissolving into the water as its tentacles allow the flesh to reclose and knit shut.
Was it like ghost, or is that like an arcane kind of check?
Make a religion check for me.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use guidance.
Okay.
I am going to make a religion check.
17, 18. That's pretty good for me.
9.
It sure as fuck looked like a ghost.
Did it look like a minotaur we recognize?
It was very indistinct. It was just the shape of one without features.
Okay. That is interesting.
Be fair, it may not have like full vision like we do. Probably doesn't see in the same.
No, I'm just.
What does the energy from your dagger crystals look like, Fairdeer?
Cathal is gonna catch these hands.
GM.
Oh,
Not
You haven't tried it,
Cathal, not Cathal.
I don't think.
Cathal is. Caral, whatever. Names are
I
hard.
was about to say, Cathal will punch you
look,
back.
Look. My fault for naming the character Caral. Like, and the GM's fault for naming our major domo Cathal.
What were you asking,
like
Faradir?
Do I know the answer to the question that she asked?
What was the question? Sorry.
I said, what does the energy look like when it leaves your dagger, Fairdeer? Is it like that? As a player, I know he probably doesn't know.
You've
As
never
Ingrid,
used your dagger
you
like that.
expect him to know.
Give that answer. I don't know. I've never used the dagger like that if it can be used.
Maybe we should find your friend from the lab. He seemed really good with those daggers.
Did we
But
ever know
later.
what happened to him?
He disappeared.
Lugar.
Right.
What if he's Lugar? It's all connected.
It was Grigum's cousin all along.
It actually is all connected, but not in the way you think.
Well, do we have much else for now? Maybe we should ask... Do we ask him about his father more? Since we didn't... Or ask her about... Should we just head and try to talk to... Caral?
I mean, we don't know where Crawl is, do we? We don't know where
Possibly the Millennial Platform?
Right, but do we know where the Millennial Platform is?
As
Or
of
did I
now-
miss-
Yes.
Did I miss that?
Carell apparently comes to this very location at a regular basis.
I feel I should point out, in addition to what Tux just said, y'all have seen no additional ways in.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Have we seen any other entrances or exits?
Well, we know
Uh,
that Caral can pass through things
Wait,
with
we-
the ethereal cloak.
We also know that you could get into here through the lab, remember? Because
There
Hermes did.
There was a waterway through the underground river.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
Yeah. Can I send Hermes around to look for anywhere else that you might be able to get in or out of here.
Sure. To the north of, he would have to go back up towards the surface, but towards the north there was a entrance where water was flowing in.
Since it's a major landmark, we know where the Millennial platform is. Have I ever heard of the Midnight Falls area?
Sure. Make a history check.
Oh shoot!
Going
Just
to
had a
guide
question.
on that too. 12.
The Midnight Falls doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Is this saltwater or freshwater?
This is saltwater.
Okay. So hopefully she should be alright if she has to leave here to go to the... Well, you know, if we can get her out of here in any kind of safe way. I was just worried about, like, oh yeah, no, she's strictly freshwater only. If we put her in saltwater, she'll die. It's like, no. Anyway,
I think I don't have any more questions for right now, but you've got her ring anyway.
Yeah, we could ask questions if we come up with it. Let's kind of fuck off at this point.
yeah, Alara,
and just go home.
If you wouldn't mind, don't mention that we were here to your mother, unless she asks. We need to make a surprise for her.
Okay. But she can see through the attendants.
Ah. Well, that's interesting then. So she...
I wait at one of the attendants.
I never got my final paycheck.
Today has been really hard on my poker face.
Alright.
I mean,
He
I think
didn't either.
we're turning Demage's face slightly blue again with laughter.
I'm strongly tempted to just send a sending to Corral and just like, dear bitch, how
perhaps-
dare you?
Whoa,
Perhaps we should head up before we do anything like that.
Apologies for
we
the
did
language,
Send
but like,
Nirvana and Reeve
this
here,
is
and
child
there
abuse.
is, perhaps the tutor would not be safe for them to encounter.
Or for us, let's kind of move away
Right.
from this general area and back to the base.
Well,
I would hate
how
for
are we going to get
Nirvana
back
and
up?
Reeve the road.
So-
I like how y'all are like, everything is here is scary and painful. Let's leave.
Well,
The rope. I thought the rope didn't go all the way down to the water.
No, it does
that,
now.
It did.
Mavana and Rail were only an hour from here on the tram. Maybe an hour and 15
Nirvana
minutes.
and Reeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sending two people over here with no idea of what's going on was probably a bad idea. Let's go try to rectify that.
I don't know. I got a lot of fun out of it.
I think we should head back because we don't want our other company to show up unannounced.
Okay.
Yes.
So y'all swim back up.
Bye,
the,
Scalara. We'll talk to you with the ring.
It
Mhm.
kind of like gives a. You think it waves. It's more of like a massive tentacle passes in front of you.
Right.
Same thing.
We should try to get more books
Okay.
of more her taste.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Maybe
s-
she'll like the Second Sight Adventures.
So you swim
I mean-
up to the surface. Anyone without a climb check, make me an athletics roll for going up that rope with wet hands.
God damn it. Okay, I'm going to spend another damn, another channel divinity to give myself, athletics. proficiency.
I mean, do you want to just take the shortcut, Real?
Well, how? Wait, by shortcut you mean like going underwater back to the collapsed lab?
Oh no, I just meant we poof our familiars, we teleport to the top, and we let them catch up.
Wait,
How do we teleport to the top?
Oh, here, put your familiar away. I'll show you.
Okay.
quick!
Okay, now just be willing to go and eager dimension doors to the top ramp.
There is a
Fair enough.
splash of
Why didn't we
water
do this
that
before?
comes with you around the the dimensional door.
I'm assuming Griggum probably grabbed.
I can only bring
Oh,
one
one
person, and down
Oh.
is easier to do than up. And Griffin has athletics, and Fairdeer has climb. So
Yeah, so well, I'll just
Okay,
climb back
that's
up.
fair. I didn't know.
Okay. Just make that athletics roll for me. You're a monk, so it shouldn't be too hard.
And I have advantage because of handholds.
Yep.
Correct. He's like,
Yep.
So if we're going back up to the top with the tutor, I'm just going to. I'm going to have a couple words for it before we leave.
15. He's like,
15? Yeah, no problem.
I intend to stand back while you have a couple words.
I intend to leave.
Oh yeah, they're going to be from like
before you
50
have a
feet
couple
away,
words.
but
From how far away?
50 feet?
Yeah, that
Nothing was hitting
that's
us when we were 50 feet away last time.
And you should be over by like the chain rope now,
You should
because this is where
probably
you were
take
from
about
Mage Hand.
a few
Yeah.
squares back then.
Because you would have come up. Here is where I had the rope tied. So I would have ported us like up here to give them room to step up. So you'd probably
I'm just
be
going to shout at the thing.
Yeah.
40 feet. All right. I'm going to just shout at the tutor. What's a mushroom? You've been teaching her for hundreds of years, and she asks us, "What's a mushroom?"
Make a dexterity saving throw.
it's a fling sludge at you.
Ingrid's continuing
God.
to step back as he talks. I'm gonna just move her
You know,
token.
if
like
it hits me, then I'm
did.
going to take it because what's a freaking mushroom? That is a 25.
25.
Listening with that gauge here.
You
Mhm.
step back just in time as a massive glob of bubbling red sludge lands on the platform and starts to corrode the metal.
Let's leave.
You call yourself a tutor.
Let's
then Rail's gonna leave.
And I'm just shoving him out. Like, yeah, no, you're perfectly right. And like, just come on, get out of here. He's like,
I go ahead and I take the water that's splashed up with us, and I shape it to wash some of the acid off the side.
yeah, some of the
Bridge doesn't get too damaged.
some of the oily water, oily murky water. Use it to
I
wash yourself.
wash it off the non-Griggum climbing side, just to specify, and then reclaim the rope when he's up.
Yeah, do you need help with that?
What kind
The
of
rope.
tutor does tell you what?
Yeah,
Frickin-
while we're on the train ride, if you want to help unknot and coil it, that would be great. I've got some stuff to do on the train ride.
Okay. This is going to be the weirdest crocheting project they've probably ever seen on an Is It train.
Not in this precinct. No, water-soaked rope. Not in this precinct.
Ingrid sounds very tired as she says that.
I thought you
Have you
didn't need
seen
to
where we live?
What'd you say, Fairdeer?
I thought you didn't need to rest.
No, I'm good. Let's head back and see if Reeve and Lavana are here. Maybe we can save them the climb down.
Yes, let's.
Yes, hopefully they're not all emaciated and
Emaciated.
3 heads. Emaciated.
Emaciated.
I
Emaciated.
hope they're emaciated, not emaciated. Emaciated, good. Emaciated, bad.
Emaciated.
Rail was emaciated. They're emancipated.
So
We now
Ingrid's
have
heading
a whole
up.
new school of magic. Emaciated casting. It's like, I'm just going to skip lunch. Thank you.
Dear.
Is it emaciated?
Is there anyone else that's doing anything? Ingrid is just like, nope, being out of there.
Faradir is
Brigham is
very much
pulling
before Ingrid.
Rail.
Well,
Wait, say
it's,
it again?
I believe Griggum was pulling Rail out of the confrontation with the tutor.
Right.
Alright, so y'all go up about 100 feet to the surface level. In the little alcove, you see Reeve and Mavana.
Hi.
They kind of look up from where they are sitting and having a meal and wave at you. It's like, you're back.
you know, Rail, I think you might need to close off both these openings with stone if you can. You know, where the door was and where the hatch was.
Right. I have the spells for it. I mean, that wouldn't. The problem is, I don't. As far as we know, that wouldn't stop Karal from getting back down, would
I
it?
think we're really more worried about is it maintenance, like entering into a beholder and like turning into a sack at this point. I think this is really more of a trying to, safety rail type of endeavor than a necessarily vault door.
Do we need to close two things then, or just one of them? Because they're not going to be They're not going to start breaking down walls. Hopefully.
You don't know how to. You don't know how to close the door that y'all opened.
Well, I was thinking he could just stone-shape stone there also, is what I was thinking.
I'm not saying you can. He's just like, is there a door here? And it's like, there is a door, but you don't know how to close it.
I think if
Right.
we put stone over both, it would be better. If you can hold the spell long enough to do both.
All right. Well, no. It's the spell is one cast per object.
Okay.
So I would just have to cast it
So
twice.
how long does it last?
Maybe the
Instant.
It's
Maybe
instant.
the
The thing is,
door?
it is an instantaneous spell.
maybe
Ooh.
the door.
Again, I can cast it twice. It's just eating up.
Spell slots. So.
If you have
Yeah,
to
high
pick,
level spell slot.
I would say the door because we can, and hey, Mavana, can you help us move this back? We could put the casket back over the hatch.
I'm going to cast it twice.
She
Because-
will nod and help push it.
I guess we'll let
Spending the
him
two
do the hatch, then we'll put the casket, then we'll let him do the door.
All right. I'm now
This has
out
been
of
an
fourth
odd
level
day,
spell slot.
Mavana.
She looks.
has.
It's been
Hope
4
you're
days.
having an alright day.
It's been what?
4 days.
What?
4 days
4 days since what?
since we got teleported away.
Have you been down here
Huh?
3 days?
Wasn't 4 days
Yeah.
by our count, was it?
By y'all's count, it was like maybe an hour and a half.
Oh, there's a time thing, isn't there? There's always a time thing.
That kind of explains how Karal could still be young, right? This many years later?
Right. We're going
Yes,
to need
I
to.
really need to talk to my wife.
You know, Norris has probably been going over our notes at the office already by now. We
Oh,
should
God.
check in at the office. I left him notes.
How long did we have until we needed to go after the dragon?
He didn't have a set
Y'all
date.
didn't have. Y'all have a. This needs to be dealt with. The Azorius is in no rush to go out to the Red Wastes.
So today's the 20th, then,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
Well, bugger everything.
When's rent?
10 days.
Do we have enough money for
Do we
rent
have
this month?
enough for rent?
We prepaid this month.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But, we should get those crystals at some point and try to sell them or, catch the Lawmaster. I
Indeed.
hate to propose anything that would be another delay, but Do you think I should say hi to my sisters while we're here? I mean, we could just go.
Go.
I mean, we're in the area.
We're in the area, yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Ingrid looks less
Have we ever met
sure
your
about the
sisters?
plan she proposes at the dinner.
Oh, you're
The
right.
twins?
Okay.
Yeah, the twins. And then Ingrid sent them a letter later.
Yeah, I'm mostly curious to see if Thirsa has changed anything with their living arrangements or not, is my main curiosity. They're actually pretty close to here, maybe a 10-minute walk. I mean, I'm thinking that's probably about right, but...
Not too
Right.
terribly far off.
Nirvana, have you heard from my mother?
Just
In the
the package that she sent,
Right. How long ago was that package sent?
like 4 days.
Hell. Alright, so we need to open that as soon as we're back at the office.
Well, this shouldn't be too out of the way, a check. Well, first up is all these, this ladder, though, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
900 feet straight up.
Starting to,
Just gonna
you
play
know,
the Snake
we
Eater
can take a
theme.
break first. Or no, I'm gonna just start climbing. I've got this. Just study me if I need it, Watcher. Okay? Is the Watcher better now?
Watcher he's kind of clinging on you. He doesn't seem in a bad way. He's just very like, huh? What?
It's okay. I'm gonna let Watcher poof so that he can rest in other space instead of carrying him up.
Okay, so I'm not going to make y'all roll because there's a ladder, and I've made y'all roll enough athletics checks today. About maybe 20 minutes of climbing later, y'all return to the surface. It's 4 days later, apparently.
It is. How lovely.
I guess it's good we didn't sit down and have lunch there underwater or something.
That is very true. I'm just going to...
If all
Put the
might have
ring back
replaced
on
us if we
and-
were gone much longer.
Mm.
Oh, jeez. Scalara,
Or
can you
the whole
still
thing would have
hear
shut
us
down.
up here?
Yes.
Oh, good. There's something a little bit strange going on with time down there. It may be a little... Well, it may not be very much time for you before we return.
What does that mean?
But just don't worry if... I honestly don't know. Just something is very strange. We just wanted to make sure that you know so you don't worry.
Okay.
We don't know what it means. We just want you to know.
Uh, something strange is going on. We don't understand it yet ourselves, but we'll figure it out.
She's like,
And
what's
as soon as we
strange?
know, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
What do you expect me to? What do you want me to say?
When they get up
Rael
top,
doesn't know everything.
Ingrid turns her hair brown and starts heading off.
All right. So it is a 10-minute walk to the dockside Corvidae house. There is a small placard of a raven on the door. It's just sitting there, like it's kind of cute, very stylized.
I'm getting tired of seeing this thing. It's like
Wait,
all its permutations. It's like
how much land did Corvidae originally own?
The
This
Corvidae, Ingrid Corvidae's family, maybe a 10-foot square.
Okay,
Like-
so it's always just been this man.
Like,
If you're asking about the family Corvid before they split, they were pontiff of the
Orzhov.
sixth,
Yes.
the sixth precinct.
I just
So
thought
it's
it
not
was,
so much own on land; there are church lands.
hmm This,
okay,
however, go ahead.
I just thought it was interesting that it's like 10 minutes from where the ancestor of the Corvidae is,
Is the Corvid a manor?
Manor
This is
being,
not a manor.
yeah, manor being a funny word to use for a
Residency.
single room cottage with 2 windows next to the door and a window looking out over the dock. That
Look, I'm a millennial. That's a
Third worst
fucking
age.
manor to me.
he's not wrong. As you approach, there is a pair of girls that look very similar to Ingrid, though much younger. One is sewing a fishing net, while the other is sort of has a pile of clams that she seems to be shelling.
Shh, it's me.
They look up, blink for a second. What happened to your hair?
It's just temporary.
Oh,
It is magic if that makes you feel better.
that's so cool. It's like, what are you doing here? Dad's at work.
Have there been any changes or unusual interests since the Orzhov stopped by?
A big woman, a woman like, she was really like buff big, came by in armor and she gave Dad like a really big bag. And and said to tell them to let them know if you came by.
What colors was she wearing?
Silver and black.
They look kind of like her.
Who's,
Pointing at Mavana.
no, she was had blonde hair.
And just to check, what color was Rail's aunt's hair?
Blonde.
Does she... And Ingrid puts her cloak out a little bit and does an itty-bitty illusion in her cloak. Does she look like that?
That's so cool. Yeah, that was her.
Okay.
They like kind of reach out and try and touch it.
It's just an illusion. It's gonna go transparent.
They look very disappointed. But still
Yeah,
like,
We haven't been back for a few days to check if there's any mail. We just, had to come by for some errands.
we got your letter.
Oh, good, good. Well, I guess I was just checking in.
Are you going to go and see anyone else?
I don't think so today.
Cousin's been asking about you again lately.
Well, I mean, he's probably at work.
Yeah, there's a show tonight.
I don't think we can stay that long. I don't want to disturb him at work. Maybe another time.
Oh, okay.
And she'll give them both a hug. And she's like,
They like both
I
hug
didn't
her
get
back.
We were gone a lot longer than we intended already, so we might be a little bit late for an appointment.
Don't get in trouble. Go. They get like both shoo her.
Aw.
And heading to the rail station, the subtram station.
I was about to say, rail station is quite a bit away from here.
Well, it's kind of the direction we're heading, at least.
All right,
I guess we have some agency stuff to check in on.
it's a little past noon by the time y'all would arrive back in the 4th precinct. Are y'all heading to some place particular?
I think to the agency,
All right.
unless anyone else has other plans.
No, like
Let's delay the
I want
trip
to know what's
to
in that
Ash.
package.
All right, about maybe another 30-minute walk. You arrive at the Second Sight Agency. Inside the doors, like pushed off to the side so it's out of the way, but not really moved much beyond that, is a large wooden box, maybe 4 foot high, 3 feet wide, and 2 feet deep, 4 foot long, 3 foot wide.
Interesting. Let's see what we can do with it.
I'm assuming one of y'all has like a crowbar or something.
Kazaa, we're back!
I believe Rail actually has one.
Alright.
Check.
If you have the crowbar, it's a simple task to open it.
Huh. I don't. Why don't I?
I think. Let me double check. Yeah, I still have one.
Alright.
It'll hand you over the equipment.
Your volume got a little weird there, hon. Can you say something for me?
Can y'all hear me now?
There we go. That's
Now
better.
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I have one, and Ingrid will hand that over.
Alright.
And then collect it back for proper inventory.
So, taking the crowbar and prying open the crate, there is a layer of what looks like hay over the top, as well as packed in around the sides. Under that top layer of hay, you find 10 bars. They look to be silver at first until you notice the kind of bluish purple sheen to them at the corners.
Is that Electrum then?
Platinum.
Okay.
At the
Right then.
top of the note, nailed to the inside at the top, is a folded letter to Rail.
I will see what's in that letter.
Alright, it's
Picking it
you
up
recognize
with the mage hand.
you recognize
Just
your
to be safe.
mother's handwriting.
Still picking it up with the mage hand,
Yeah.
just to be safe.
It says, please take the following as payment for services rendered, and consider any excessive amount a loan to be paid back at your convenience.
Well then. So how much is this worth exactly?
It is 10 1-pound bars of platinum.
So 1 pound is 50 coins, right?
1 pound of platinum is worth 500 gold.
So that would be
So, yeah.
5,000 gold pieces worth. Unless I dropped a 10 somewhere.
Yeah.
So, how much do we value our services?
1,010.
The question is if the rest is a loan, what are the terms?
There were none. I think this is a test.
Of what?
Of how hard-nosed we are, how much we value our own services, how much we value further business from the House Corvino and the Orzovs.
Well,
I'm gonna let
It's
you
my
guys
family.
sort that out.
and the other thing is, what do you intend to do with any excess? Because then it's put as a loan.
Give it back.
Well, again,
Before it's a loan. Before it accrues
What,
interest.
the wording on the thing was what again?
Please take what is necessary as remittance for services rendered, because someone said we'll send you a bill, and keep the remainder as a loan.
To be paid at your convenience,
Yes,
right?
to be paid at your convenience.
Say we keep all of it, and then if we need to give them some discounts on future work, then that's how we can handle
I would
it.
like an insight check now.
Okay, go ahead and make an insight check. Who are you inciting?
Cirsa about Orzhov stuff and loan terms.
Okay.
I'm gonna use guide.
Yeah.
No.
But should we
Damn
ask Arissa?
Oh, hey, free
You know-
money.
You know, Real, I think I'm out of my depth on this one.
Maybe we should ask Arissa, since
She's Orzhov.
Ah,
I mean, if you
true.
just want to
She's
talk
been
to your
Orzhov for
wife,
longer
you
than
can...
Rail has.
oh, that too. But
Hey, Mamana!
Yes. Ma'am?
Your
Yeah?
mom probably would. I mean, Rail's mom probably wouldn't. I'm like addressing Rail. I'm saying Mamana. Rail's mom probably wouldn't send excess funds without expecting some sort of interest on it, would she?
I mean, of course not. That's just bad business.
Right.
I remind you that
I'm
that
trying to
chest
figure out,
has
like-
been sitting there 4 days.
Yep. Well, she didn't mention any kind of interest on a loan, so that's something.
I think
It's the
perhaps you
standard
need
rate
to
of
go
interest.
visit your mother.
Say that again?
Oh, hey, look at that! Game time!
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
So we'll pick up
Alright.
here again next week, 4 days later.
We're not dead yet.
No! Probably
till the
not.
nights of obligation come.
Circe is a very persistent person.
I know, but I mean, we could always charge her rent for storage of the excess funds.
So,
Try that one.
thank y'all for joining us today for Second Sight Agency. I hope y'all have enjoyed the game as much as I have. Join us on Friday for hopefully a new episode of Shadowrun. I know we've been a little bit spotty on that, but if you show up for the new episode of Shadowrun, you'll meet the newest member of the bonus cast.
Yay!
Yay. The one, the only Honeycut.
You
No.
ruined the surprise!
Oh,
I'm going to have to edit
did
this
not-
whole thing now.
sorry, I didn't realize it was a surprise for anybody.
It's not.
Well, then what did... Or,
So, do we have a cone today?
Haikus are easy, but sometimes they don't make sense. Refrigerator.
oh, Lord,
Oh,
have mercy.
oh. Okay, Meryl, say the line.
Okay, folks. Yep. In these uncertain times, please, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always make like a polite werewolf. Like and subscribe.
Alright, so this has been the Second Sight Agency. The background music you've been hearing is provided by Sirenscape. Join us on Fridays for Shadowrun and Sundays for D&D Second Sight Agency campaign. We have a Patreon at patreon.com/thebonusroll. If you join that at the $5 level, you get access to our one-shots with Ingrid, Fairdeer, Griggum, and Rail, learning their characters at level 1. You also get access to our limited series Chat and Chill, which is basically us hanging out and talking for a little bit, as well as one-shot games. I really need to actually get all of these things uploaded so I can carry out the promises that I am making. If you subscribed as a patron at the $10 level, I will bully one of my players into saying thank you and your name at the end of this game.
Name must be Twitch appropriate.
Hi, your name here. Thank you for supporting our show.
Yeah, exactly like that. I may even be able to convince Ingrid to do it in the gnome voice she has.
Oh.
I just need
We,
advice.
we may need like a $10 tier. Ingrid will do it in the gnome voice.
That is-
$20 tier. Ingrid will say it, but not in the gnome voice.
That's kind of like admittance is free, but it costs $20 to leave.
Yeah.
I have to be careful; it upsets the cats.
It's
Uh,
not
Part of
just
me
the
is
cats.
part of me is reminded of what is it, Undertale Kickstarter, where there's a back and forth between Sans and Pyrus about the soundtrack, where it's like at this level you get all these songs, including my personal bonus song. It's like, yeah, and if you get it this tier, you get to have this entire soundtrack minus that song. Oh yeah, well if it's at this tier, it's nothing but my song.
Ah,
All right,
all right.
folks, take care.
I'm going to run a commercial or two. If you stick around for those, thank you. If not, no hard feelings. I appreciate it. Otherwise, the stream's done. You all guys have a nice one. Stay safe. Please, if you live in the United States, vote as early and as often as possible. Keep in mind the necessities of the current situation may require you to change your voting habits to be more mail-in or
Yes.
call in and threaten political insurrection. I don't know.
Don't do that.
just-
Don't do that. Don't do that. The bonus rule is not advocating any violent actions towards politicians or authority figures in the United
Please
States.
check your voter registration.
But yeah, y'all are running out of time. Make sure you're registered to vote. Okay,
care
I'm
of
going to end the
yourself.
game now.
Later,
Alright.
folks.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, the end cap is up. Minimize that. Minimize that. Oh, no, I didn't want to minimize that. I wanted to keep that one up. Okay, open that one back up. And tell it to run an ad break. And then I guess I'm going to actually mute us.